Sawasdee krab, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and a very warm welcome to all of you joining us from across the world. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the Social Innovation for Impact and Sustainability Pitching Competition, the culmination of your hard work, dedication, and creativity throughout the APRU SDG Education for Global Citizenship 2025 program. My name is Pawat Pirunjit, but please feel free to call me Wan. I was one of the student buddies for the Thailand on-site segment, and it is truly an honor to serve as your MC for today's event. We are very excited to hear from our 10 talented teams today, and we are equally honored to have such an impressive gathering of expert leaders and future innovators joining us for this session. To begin our program, it is my privilege to invite Associate Professor Palani Amaranon, Vice President of Chulalongkorn University, to kindly deliver the welcoming address.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the students and delegates joining us from around the world. On behalf of Chulalongkorn University, I am delighted to welcome you to the Social Innovation for Impact and Sustainability Pitching Competition, the culminating highlight of the APRU SDG Education for Global Citizenship Program 2025. Social innovations holds the power to transform the life of vulnerable and underserved communities. As the world continues to evolve at an unprecedented pace, formal systems alone can no longer provide timely solutions. In this era of uncertainty, grassroots innovation that respond to real needs in the real time are becoming more essential than ever. What makes this competition truly special is that it stands as a testament to the personal growth and deep learning you have been achieved over the past 3 months. Learning that has empowered you as aspiring global citizen. Throughout this journey, you have inspired one another and discover that knowledge and solutions are co-created by all members of society from community leaders to civil society advocates, united by empathy and a shared commitment to building a more inclusive and diverse world, where dignity is upheld for all. Today, we gather to celebrate your creativity, your spirit of innovation, and most importantly, your teamwork. I gladly look forward to witnessing the exciting project presented by all participating teams, each bringing unique perspective, passion, and dedication to solving real-world challenges. My heartfelt appreciation goes to University of Malaya, what share of the 2025 program, as well as our co-partner university, APRU senior leaders, academic committee members, lead mentors, lecturers, and all resource persons whose invaluable contributions have helped shape and strengthen this program. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the United Nations Thailand for their continued support. Chulalongkorn University deeply values our close collaboration with the UN, and I am confident that together we will continue to build meaningful platforms for youth engagement, paving the way towards a sustainable future for all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Palani, for those inspiring words of welcome and for your continued support of this program. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Ronnakorn Wayawut, Deputy Executive Director of the School of Integrated Innovation, Chulalongkorn University, together with Ms. Michiko Yoshida, Director of the Global Networking and Engagement Division at the Office of International Affairs and Global Network, Chulalongkorn University, to share an overview and key essence of this program. Please join me in welcoming them.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Ohayo gozaimasu. Hello from Japan. As you may know, my name is Dr. Ronnakorn Wayawut, and on behalf of the Chulalongkorn School of Integrated Innovation, it is my absolute honor to welcome you to this final Social Innovation for Impact and Sustainability Pitching Competition today. As a lead mentor, as a head of the mentor sessions and one of the co-founder of the program, I have been following your journey from the very beginning. From the first online modules months ago, when you were just names and ideas on the screen, to the incredibly energy on the on-site week, which I know some of you might be in Thailand and was in Thailand and other in Malaysia. You have crossed border, time zones, disciplines to get to this moment. So before we begin, I just would like to take a moment and acknowledge that you have already done the hard part. As we kicked off today, I want to ask about this term we use a lot, social innovation. Yeah, it can sound big, intimidating sometimes, like you need a PhD or $1 billion foundation to even attempt to think about it. I want to offer you a simpler definition, one we use all the time in this startups world. Social innovation is not about having a perfect marginal solution. It's more about becoming an expert on a problem. It's about finding a real world challenges that you care about so deeply that you really like to give it a try, to solve and to fail and learn and try again several times. In business world, right, we chase for product market fit. In this impact space, we chase problem solution fit. The process is exactly the same. You start with a hypothesis, right? You talk to people, real people. You build a smart, simple prototype, your MVP, minimum viable product, and you get out of there to see if it actually helps others or not. That process of testing, learning, iterating, the whole thing is social innovation. So it's pretty simple. It's not a single billion ideas, It's supposed to be messy and incredibly liberating loop of actions and feedback. And it's process that every single one of you have been living for over the past couple of months. And that's bringing me to my most important things. Your generation has a unique advantage. So you are basically the first to grow up as a true digital natives in the global connected world. You see system and connections that often don't. You're not held back by the thought, but that's not how we always done. That perspective isn't just nice to have. It's actually a single most valuable asset in creating change today. So as you prepare to present a pitch, please remember this pitching competition isn't a final exam. It's a launch pad. So I think it's a good chance for you to share the evidence that you have gathered and to invite others into your mission as well. You have done the work. You have earned your place. We're not here to judge you. We are here to learn from you. So basically, congratulations on reaching this incredible milestone. And now please show us the future you're building. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ajahn Roni. I'd like to begin by expressing my deepest appreciation to all our partners, colleagues, and the many resource persons from diverse backgrounds. Without your contributions and invaluable contributions and the support, we would not be here today and to celebrate this culminating moment of the program. As a firm believer of transformative learning and knowledge co-creation, I can personally attest to the profound impact this program has had on my professional and personal growth as well. And of course, as has been already said, very special a note of gratitude goes to the University Malaya team for co-hosting the on-site program with such care and dedication over the past 2 years. Your commitment has provided extraordinary learning opportunities for all of us. It fills me such a joy to be reconnected with a cohort of students today. And it has been a privilege to witness your transformation, your intellectual curiosity deepening through stakeholder engagement, and reveal the complexity and interconnectedness of the real world challenges. You have learned to listen with empathy and respect because everyone deserves a dignity. You've discovered that Sustainable Development Goals are not just global targets, but they represent our internal dimensions that are essential to your journey as global citizens. At its core, this journey is about understanding people and reflecting deeply on human values. It's about taking proactive steps, no matter how small it may be, to engage meaningfully with society. They are the very principles that spark social innovation and shape a more compassionate world. So you have taken ownership of this journey, and now you are ready to step into the opportunities unfolding on the horizon. You are the change makers. So welcome to the Social Innovation for Impact and Sustainability pitching competition. Wishing each of you the very best as you share your ideas and visions for better futures.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Ronakon and Ms. Nishiko, for those warm and insightful words. Before we begin with team presentations, we would like to capture this special moment with a group photo. So everyone, please turn on your cameras and give us your brightest smiles. So we'll give you guys a few seconds to turn on your cameras, and if everyone is ready, we will, all right, we'll give you a few more seconds. All right, okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. And let's do one more for good measure. 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you, everyone. Now I would like to invite our on-site participants to come together for a group photo. All right. It is now my pleasure to introduce our esteemed panel of judges who have kindly joined us to share their expertise and insights. So we have Ms. Iwana Spikowski, Head of Office for the UN Resident Coordinator's Office in Thailand. We have Mr. Nathapon Rathi, the Head of Experimentation, UNDP Accelerator Lab, Thailand. We have Ms. Madeline Almazora, Program Management Officer and Regional Advisor for the Sub-Regional Office for Southeast Asia, United Nations SCAP. And finally, we have Dr. Nazrin bin Abdaziz, Department of Biosciences, Faculty of Science, Innovation Center in Agritech for Advanced Bioprocessing, University Technology Malaysia, joining us online. We extend our sincerest thanks to all the judges for dedicating your time and expertise and for supporting the next generation of changemakers. Now, it's time for today's main event, the pitching competition. So before we begin, I'd like to share a few important announcements to ensure that everything runs smoothly. First of all, today's program is being live streamed, and we are delighted to have friends joining us from many parts of the world. For your Zoom ID name, please make sure to change it to your team number underscore your first name. Please also use the official APRU SDG4GC Zoom background, which can be found in the chat box. Each team will be responsible for sharing their pitching materials on the screen, and you will be made co-hosts during your team's presentation. When you share your video, please also make sure that you select the share with audio option. And as for the presentation format, each team will have 8 minutes to present their project, and there will be a timer at the top of the Zoom screen. So please make sure to pay attention to that. When your time is up, you will hear a sound. After each presentation, there will be, yes, that sound, thank you. There will be 4 minutes for a Q&A, where our judges will have the opportunity to ask questions and share their feedback. And for the order of presentations, in the first half, we will have teams 1 to 5. And after a short break, we will continue with the second half, which is team 6 to 10. All right, with that, let us begin. I am now very pleased to invite Team 1, mentored by Professor Jamie from University Malaya, with the project Care Vend, Turning Plastic Waste into Dignity, to present their project. Best of luck, Team 1, the floor is yours.
Two of Asia's biggest problems, period poverty and plastic waste, may have one bold solution: Care Vend. Every month, half the world bleeds. Yet across Asia, 500 million of women and girls cannot afford safe menstrual products. This is period poverty, a crisis that robs women of health, dignity and opportunity.
ठीक है, तो अगर उसको बदलना हो, काम पे आप गई हो तो कैसे होगा? अब जैसे घर झाड़ देखे, जंगल देखे तो बदल लेते।
And while families struggle with basic needs, Asia faces another challenge: plastic waste. Nearly 30% of it is mismanaged, and the region contributes more than 80% of the plastic pollution annually. For low-income households, survival comes first. When families must choose between food and hygiene, recycling isn't the priority. But building access to menstrual products and introducing simple ways to recycle can create lasting change. That's why we created Care Vend. Here's how it works. Care Vend provides affordable menstrual products right where they're needed most. And instead of relying only on cash or donations, it accepts recyclable plastic waste. The collected plastic is upcycled into useful products, like jewellery and accessories, helping to fund the menstrual products themselves. And because the model funds itself, Care Vend is more than a service. It's a social enterprise, designed to grow, expand and last, for women, for families and for the planet. Care Vend, turning plastic into dignity. Tackling period poverty, empowering communities and building a future where no one is left behind. Two of Asia.
Hi, we are Team 1 and we believe both problems need both solutions. This is why we have created Care Vend, a simple yet powerful way to tackle period poverty while encouraging communities to recycle. In Asia, millions of women and girls face period poverty, missing school, work, and opportunities simply because they are not able to afford safe menstrual products. At the same time, plastic waste is piling up across the region, impacting environment and public health. Globally, 500 million women and girls live in period poverty. In South Asia alone, 1 in 3 girls miss school every month during their period. And why? Because of poor menstrual hygiene, driven by economic divide, lack of access, and the stigma that surrounds menstruation. As a result, millions of girls are missing opportunities, education, confidence, and a fair chance at their future. Globally, plastic waste is one of the biggest environmental threats of our time. In Southeast Asia alone, 31 million tons of plastic is wasted every year. On average, each person throws away 67 kilograms annually, yet solutions remain slow to be adopted because the circular economy has been slow to take root. As a result, the region continues to drown in plastic waste, losing both environmental and economic opportunities. These numbers just show us the scale of the challenge, but they also point to an opportunity. We wanted to create a solution that's immediate, accessible, and sustainable.
And hence, to address the above social and environmental issues which revolves around menstrual inequality as well as plastic waste, we present to you CareVend. Our solution is simple yet impactful, and that's exactly what we wanted to do. As you can see, it accepts, transforms, dispenses. What do we mean by that? A peek into our model is shown here, where CareVend is essentially a reversible vending machine that accepts a recyclable plastic and dispenses menstrual products in return. This way, plastic gets upcycled into something useful like jewelry or accessories, which we will use to generate some revenue, part of which will go into funding the menstrual products, catering to our target audience essentially. Now you may ask, what sets us apart from other reversible vending machines in Asia, which aren't those many, by the way? It's essentially dignity. Dignity that we're giving low-income menstruators just from plastic waste. When we deep dive into what our competitors do, all they do is exchange plastic for rewards. But our model embodies the essence of circular economy, turning waste into something useful, reducing environmental harm, and also promoting equality at the same time. CareVend is not just a machine, but it's a step towards definitely empowering communities while championing sustainability.
So we also, to give you the big picture, here are our key highlights for our business model, including audience, locations, different revenue streams, variable cost structures, and relevant activities. So CareVend basically combines social impact with environmental sustainability, offering a scalable, financially viable solution to two pressing main problems: period poverty and plastic waste. We also did a quick estimate of our financials. So basically, with multiple revenue streams, our model can sustain financially in the mid to long term. The key idea is that we target to pay back the capital expenditure within 3 to 4 years. It's not a losing money business.
And we did a market validation to understand both sides of the model. We surveyed semi-urban women about their access to pads and impact-driving customers about supporting pad products made from recycled plastic. From this, we actually got 3 important insights. First, there is a real need. Second, people accept the plastic for pads idea. Third, many customers are ready to support it. And our impact can be seen in 3 areas: social, environmental, and economic. Socially, we help women in need get access to pads so they can manage their health with dignity. Environmentally, we recycle plastic, reducing waste. And economically, we can create many jobs.
So, our implementation plan will take place in 3 phases. First, we will test and refine our model in Manila over the first 2 years, and next from 3 to 6, we will scale up and diversify by expanding to more locations. And finally, between years 6 and 9, we will work on urban integrations, ensuring full adaptation and long-term sustainability across cities. All right, and there are potential risks. Low user adoption can be addressed through awareness campaigns and first-time incentives. And maintenance is in downtown will be managed with routine servicings. And for financial sustainability, we will diversify the revenue streams and explore sustainability plans.
Now, to answer the most important question, why should you choose us? First, we have built a strong community model, making sure the people we serve are truly engaged in shaping the solution. Second, our model is based on readily scalable and impact-driven technology. And finally, we offer a high social return on investment, where every dollar invested drives quality, equality, empowerment, and a lasting change. Behind Caravan is a diverse team with strong technical knowledge and expertise. We believe we have the potential and the passion to bring this social conscious idea to life. With that, we invite you to join us with our journey to turn plastic into dignity. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Team 1, for that inspiring presentation. We will now move into the Q&A session, so may I kindly invite our judges to share their questions and feedback for Team 1.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for a very wonderful and well-researched presentation of your innovative solution to several issues through your Caravan project. I found it absolutely fascinating, the connection between taking care of a real social issue for women and girls around hygiene, and directly also managing the plastic pollution, the waste pollution in one product, right? And as you began, I thought I had all these questions. How are you gonna do it? And then you answered it through your presentations, right? So you had an evidence base, a strong evidence base of research. You had a good market overview. You had targeted locations where this would be implemented, which I would imagine would require partnerships, and that's the question that I have for you. I also appreciated you having a financial model and also having that having thought through the risks and identified your social return on investment. So my question would be around partnerships. To get it all done, what is your partnership strategy that you thought through? Who would you partner with to get this, to get things off the ground? That's my question. Maybe over to my fellow judges, including Dr. Aziz online.
I don't have a question, but I have some feedback for you. So first, I find it such an interesting proposition because I'm such a fan of wearing like products made out of recycled materials. So I really love that idea. I find it great that you decided to tackle two important issues, one of which is quite sensitive and not openly talked about. So I really appreciated that, especially considering there are men in your team. So I find that really impressive. With just one simple solution that I find really simple, innovative, your plan seems quite clear and it's very approachable. So I think it's easy to implement it and sustain in the future. So I think well done.
Okay, from my side, myself from the you did survey on that, but to make sure that people will read it, not just assumption that people are gonna be willing to pay for this, but how can you test it in a very cheap way that you can make sure that people will okay to do this? Because I'm not sure, I haven't seen kind of a prototype. If you are to do it, how do you do it?
Dr. Aziz online?
Yeah, hello. Thank you very much for the presentation. I think it is a very good presentation. Period poverty is a very important issue, but yet often overlooked around the world. And I think it's very nice that you have already conducted a survey among potential consumers. So that's very nice. But I'm wondering, so there is one part in your presentation where you say that in the early stages, so one of the threats might be a low income revenue generated from this caravan. So you suggest to how to diversify the revenue stream. So my question is, can you briefly elaborate how could you further diversify your revenue stream from this caravan? And I'm also wondering, because when we're collecting the plastic waste, bottles is quite a chunky materials, right? So how have you ever took into account and discuss how often you have to might have to empty the caravan, and would that lead to an increased cost in terms of management of the caravan itself? Thank you.
All right, I'll go for the first question first, which is about our partnership. So we actually have a couple of friends living in Philippines, Manila, and the reason why we chose that Philippines is because they have a lot of active NGO and civil society networks which are already working on waste reduction and menstrual health. If I'm not wrong, I think there's one called Waste for Good and Roots of Health. And partnering with them will also help us get better access to like the community, people on the ground, the community, and convince them to like use our system. And the next thing is actually we're thinking of starting off in more private institutions because we are aware that for public areas, there are a lot of regulations that may be slow for us to adopt. So if we start off in private institutions, it may help us to expand into the public area. And lastly, we're going to make use of corporate CSR programs because there are many large companies in the Philippines that invest in CSR projects on sustainability and women's empowerment. And this would help us as to like enter the public space as well. Thank you.
Okay, I'll take
Yes.
the second question. Okay, so regarding technology, right, it's actually based on a reversible vending machine, which people are already using it right now. Basically, by using plastic bottles, they can recycle it, they can put inside the machine slot, then they get some points. So from there, it is where our idea came up, where why not? Instead of just giving points, we give something else to address another set of problems. That is why we actually we try to come up with a base on that technology actually. So the reversible vending machine is already existing in the market. So all we have to do is basically tweak the mechanism of the vending machine, and then we can try to implement this our technology quite easily and really available technology actually. So that's the idea of this machine technology actually. Thank you.
So I will.
All right,
add-
thank you very much, Team One. Due to time constraints, we will have to move on. But thank you very much for your presentation, and thank you once again, the judges.
Thank you.
Next, I would like to invite Team Two, mentored by Professor Yong from University Malaya, with their project Teach for Bajau, to present their project.
Imagine growing up at sea, your home, your school, your livelihood, all on water. This is the story of the Sama Bajau people, often called the sea nomads. For centuries, the ocean sustained them through fishing and boat building, connecting families across the Philippines, Malaysia, and Indonesia. But today, their way of life is collapsing. Commercial overfishing, border restrictions, and tourism have pushed them away from their ancestral waters. The majority of the Bajau are stateless and undocumented. Many of them cannot even access jobs, healthcare, or even basic education, which we all know are fundamental basic human rights. In the Philippines, in Zamboanga, a coastal city alone, 85% of Bajau have no birth certificates. In Sabah, Malaysia, mass evictions have left thousands homeless Bajaus. In 2024 alone, around 500 were evicted by the Sabah government, demolishing and burning hundreds of their houses. Imagine being told you don't legally exist in the homes that you have been living for centuries. Without identity, their children are locked out of schools, locked out of opportunities. Bajau girls marry at 12, while their boys marry at 15. Illiteracy is almost universal in these communities. So instead of chasing dreams, many are forced to beg on the streets of the cities of Manila, Cebu, and Kota Kinabalu. And still, they are branded dirty, ignorant, and invisible by the very societies that displace them. But here's the truth. The Bajau don't want pity. They want dignity. They want citizenship. They want education. They want the chance to contribute as equal members of our society. And that is why we, Team 2, from the APRU SDG4GC 2025 cohort, comprising student leaders in the fields of education and curriculum design, fields of social work, artificial intelligence, linguistics, and public administrations from Thailand, Malaysia, China, and the Philippines, are proud to present our collaborative educational program, which is open source for the people, to the people, and for the people of Bajau. In line with our team diversity and inclusivity actions for sustainability, it is time for our nations to stop passing indigenous people around. And it is our today's duty to protect this sector that have fallen through the cracks of modernization and neglect. Our vision is simple but urgent, and that is to build a bridge between sea and shore by giving Bajau children access to learning tailored to their culture. For us, education is not charity, it is justice. It's the lifeline that can break the cycle of statelessness, stigma, and poverty. The question is, will we let another generation of Bajau children be invisible, or will we stand with them to claim their rights to exist?
Give a person a fish and you feed them for a day. Teach a person how to fish and you feed them for a lifetime. But what happens when an entire community that has mastered the seas for generations can no longer fish to feed themselves? Today, poverty, displacement, and social exclusion are forcing them away from their traditions and leaving their children without access to education. This is the reality facing the Bajau. That is why we created Teach for Bajau, a learning program co-designed with the Bajau community. Our mission is straightforward, and that is to empower Bajau children with the skills to sustain their culture and create a future beyond survival. The program uses 4 flexible, relatable learning modules delivered in 2 to 3-hour weekend classes over 4 months. Each month ends with a showcase where children present what they've learned, and outstanding students are awarded badges to celebrate progress and inspire their peers.
In the first module, children build leadership skills through games and role plays. They act as leaders in group scenarios and solving problems together. In the second module, they practice English for everyday life using simple, relatable vocabulary that help them communicate beyond their community. In the third module, they strengthen their cultural pride and identity. They learn about Bajau rituals such as mulut poetry recitation, Lalai or traditional healing, and Nisi Kalas or water jar decoration. We aim to ensure that these traditions are passed on to the next generation. And in the fourth module, they gain basic numeracy and entrepreneurship skills, including pitching their own small business ideas. Top projects will even receive starter kits or seed funding to put their ideas into practice. The curriculum will be developed by a team of researchers from universities in Malaysia, Indonesia, and the Philippines. Trained volunteer teachers bring the module to life, while the Bajau community co-designs every step, ensuring lessons reflect their identity, traditions, and aspirations. In our first run of the program, we aim to reach 30 Bajau children, empowering them not just as learners, but as leaders, culture keepers, and future entrepreneurs.
Our model is hybrid, supported by grants and partnerships from universities, research centers, and communities while building long-term sustainability through Bajau-led enterprises. This way, the Bajau can leverage their cultural heritage not only to preserve it, but also to create alternative livelihoods for the future. With Teach for Bajau, we are not just teaching skills. We are creating a future where Bajau children can learn, thrive, and lead. Build a brighter Bajau, one number, one word at a time.
Okay, so our program is powered by collaboration. University researchers and volunteers will bring in technical knowledge and teaching support, while the Bajau community itself co-designs every module to ensure cultural authenticity and relevancy. For our partners, the value proposition is clear: social impact, scalability, innovation, and visibility. By working with us, they not only contribute to literacy and numeracy in Bajau, but also to preserve one of Southeast Asia's last nomadic sea cultures. We propose a clear roadmap. In the pre-phase, we built a research and teaching team and co-create the curriculum with Bajau leaders. Phase 1 will pilot the weekend classes for 30 children, ending with a community showcase to assess their learning. In Phase 2, we expand into Bajau-led microenterprises and markets. And by Phase 3, we scale across Malaysia, Indonesia, and the Philippines, while also pursuing curriculum licensing and legal identity advocacy. The funding will begin with grants and partnerships, but by expansion, we envision financial sustainability through Bajau-led enterprises and co-branded events. So we propose the pilot program to be break-even because in the learning activities, they will generate Bajau-made products such as paintings, bookmarks, postcards, and those can be sold in the exhibition or any co-branded events. These profits, along with the partner support, will fully cover the cost of kits, training, and teaching. And importantly, 100% of the enterprise profit will go directly to the Bajau community to strengthen their livelihoods and dignity. The most important thing is the Bajau community. They are not passive recipients. They are co-designers, local facilitators, culture guardians, and micro-entrepreneur. This will ensure their long-term ownership, where children gain literacy, numeracy, and entrepreneurship skills while deepening their culture, pride, and community connection. In our first run, 30 Bajau children will gain not only basic literacy and numeracy, but also leadership skills, cultural confidence, and pathways to sustainable livelihoods. Beyond numbers, this is about giving them opportunity and transforming a community from being seen as marginalized outsiders to proud contributors of the society. With Teach for Bajau, we are not just teaching skills. We are building a future where the Bajau can learn, thrive, and lead. Masukor, thank you.
Thank you very much, Team 2, for that great presentation. We will now move to the Q&A session, so may I kindly invite our judges to share their questions and feedback for Team 2.
Thank you so much, Team 2. Congratulations all around for a wonderful, inclusive, equitable idea that leaves no one behind. I would like to propose that out of the 4 judges, we have teams of 2 and 2 to save on time, as we have 10 teams to get through. May I first invite Madeline and Dr. Aziz to provide your feedback for Group 2.
So thank you for highlighting this, I think, under-recognized issue. So I agree that education is quite critical to address the concern, and it is very good that you co-designed it with the community. It's good that you have solid partners, and that you have already identified them. And I like that you provide the education while trying to preserve their culture. But my question is, if you want immediate intervention for the issue, why do you think that the children should be the main target for the program? Wouldn't, like, I don't know, young adults or adults be benefit more? Of course, with a different module, but I'm just wondering on why the children. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for the presentation, Teach for Bajau. Definitely, education is a powerful tool to address inequalities problems worldwide. So, in extension of that question, so I'm wondering about the sustainability of the program, because as you mentioned, the target is 30 Bajau children. So, would this be an every year kind of modules teaching program, or how do you want to make sure that the community can sustain themselves at certain point of the program without you continuously teaching and delivering the modules? That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, judges, for the feedback and the questions. So I'm going to answer the question number 1 first, which is why we target the Bajau children. So, because in Bajau, they are fishermen. They are in the seas most of the time. So the adults, or the young adults, they mostly spend their time fishing. And why we target children? Because I think they're too young to go like fishing with like their parents or like their older sisters. So we want to give them like the very basic activity that they deserve, which is like education. But why we don't do like formal education? Because they're not used to sitting in the classroom, like in a set class, like chair and tables for a long time. So I think it's like a two very extreme approach to introduce to them. So that's why we decided to target the children through informal learning. And question number 2 will be answered by my partner.
And regarding this sustainability program, actually, we plan to scale up from universities from Malaysia and universities in Indonesia and universities in the Philippines. But if you are concerned about the funding programs, based on the research, these universities have their extension programs in their own school because it is provided by their constitution that it is their duty to provide accessible basic education to their nations. While it is true that the Bajau people can no longer while it is true that most Bajau people do not have birth certificates or identities that will signify their citizenship, this program this Teach for Bajau is also an advocacy for us to advocate that these people have been living in their shorelines and seas for so long. So again, this Teach for Bajau is a standalone learning program that can be proposed to these universities that they can use, so their community extension services can be provided to the most needy and the most marginalized sectors in their own countries.
All right, thank you very much, Team 2, and thank you once again to the judges.
Congratulations.
Next, I would like to invite Team 3, mentored by Mr. Savinda from UNDP. to present their project, Care Pair, a mental health support for Malaysian University students. Best of luck, Team 3. The floor is yours.
Hi, just checking. Is it audible for everyone?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Let me start by asking something. How many of you have ever felt stressed during your student life? We all might have gone through that phase where we felt left out, even when we are surrounded by our dears and nears, right? That's why we Team 3 are here to introduce our social innovation named CarePair, an app offering mental health support for Malaysian university students. What is mental health? The World Health Organization reminds us that mental health isn't just absence of illness. It's the ability to cope with stress, work productively, and to live a meaningful life. Research shows that there are 6 pillars of well being: self acceptance, strong positive relationships, autonomy, environmental mastery, purpose in life, and self growth. And these are the principles that guides the design of our app. Here's another question. Why Malaysia? What if I told you that 1 in 5 Malaysian students struggles with mental health challenges? Yes, the stigma is high, campus support is limited, global apps don't reflect local culture. But the good news is that Malaysian students are highly connected digitally, which creates the right environment for CarePair. What are causing these problems? It can be due to multiple reasons, including pressures from academics, careers, family, and relationships, etc. But the sad truth is that services are expensive and often inaccessible. And what about the consequences? Lower academic performance, harmful coping mechanisms, and poor well being, destroying youth minds that are capable of shaping future. And that's exactly why we came up with the idea of CarePair, an interactive mental health app designed by students for students.
So I'll be introducing you CarePair and its features. Next slide, please. So first, in our feature, first is a body system, which is a peer-to-peer matchmaking that will connect you to other students. And the second, as you can see, is the counselor, connects you to psychologists or psychiatrists. So it can either be professionals or in practice. Third is the memorial drive. It saves data from previous conversations with peers and consultations. You can also track your progress here through reflection notes. So lastly is the community channel. It offers multiple discussion channels where you can join based on your interests. Of course, it also offers a channel about mental health. So next, I'll be discussing about the user interface. So here, as you can see, we have an AI chat bear. It provides 24/7 customer support through automated conversations and tailored responses. So this helps in improving operational efficiency and reduces costs. Also, what makes this unique is that another minor feature is the feelings forests. Next slide, please. This is where users can freely express their emotions by placing themselves in different zones that represent various states of mind. It turns emotional check-ins into a supportive, engaging, and community-driven experience as it shows a collective map of everyone's emotions. So in measuring students' mental health, next page, please. We have the RIV Psychological Wellbeing Scale. It is a 42-item questionnaire that measures 6 dimensions of mental health, as what was discussed earlier. So here are the sample questions that you will see in the survey. Next. So step 1, students will take a pretest with the RPWS tool before using the app, and students take our plans in the app. So there will also be a post-test to identify if their mental health is improved. So the RPWBS tool would be like a personality test, but it comes to psychological well-being. So next. So for our cost and revenue plan, our base price would be 80 ringgit per session for students. There would be free initial consultations. Second consultation would be sponsored by the partner university. And from third consultation onwards, it would be paid. So for buddy support, Base price would be 50 ringgit per month, free trial period for 1 week, and discounts for low-income students. So next. Our expected cost for project development would be 100,580 ringgit, considering all the other factors in app development and maintenance and operations as well. So for our financial projection in 3 years, we included our expected costs and profit here in next slide. Yep, here, our financial projection in 3 years. So we included our expected costs and profit here to ensure that the app would be sustainable in the long run. So last, for my part, so here are the revenue model streams. So streams will be coming from therapy commissions, body support fees, plus subscriptions, university sponsorships, and CSR grants.
So yeah, CarePair is not the only mental health application that exists in Malaysia. There are also other existing apps such as Plus Vibes, Thoughtful Chat, and Mindcare, which most of them only focus on one aspect, either motivational content or professional chat therapy. Next. So the question is, why CarePair when other similar apps already exist? So the truth is, mental health care isn't about competition, it's about accessibility. As long as students face stigma and limited support, the need for these services will always remain. We are here as CarePair are not here to compete, but we are also here to fill the gaps by creating a platform that is local, affordable, and truly student-centered. So what makes CarePair different? So we combine multiple features in one place: peer support, professional therapy, and community channels. We also will use AI-driven matching to connect students with the right peers or counselors. And our peer mentors are trained through collaboration with psychology and counseling departments, which this approach is something no other app currently provides. And to make this possible, next, we are also working with universities, the Ministry of Health, NGOs, Ministry of Higher Education, which this partnership will give CarePair credibility, trust, and the reach we need to expand smoothly across the campus. Next. But we also know that reducing stigma is not only about access to service. The way to reduce stigma is simple. We talk about it more. CarePair is not a standalone app. It can also grow into a brand for mental wellness, one that students recognize, trust, and engage with. So through like social media campaigns, student-led content, or awareness initiative, CarePair can spread conversations about mental health beyond the app. In this way, it becomes not just a tool, but a movement that encourages open dialogue and normalize seeking help. Next. So the impacts of CarePair is very clear. We bridge the gap between stigma and professional help. Students can begin their journey through peer support and then gradually connect to professionals when they are ready. So we plan to start pilot programs in 2 to 3 universities, collect and measure the outcomes, and then expand nationwide. So this makes CarePair affordable, accessible, and scalable. And these impacts are not just meaningful at the student level, but also aligned with the global priorities. CarePair's mission directly contributes to the UN SDGs, which specifically good health and well-being, quality education, and partnership for the goals. So looking ahead, CarePair will continue to evolve beyond being just an app. We plan to introduce creative therapies such as music, art, and laughter. We will add learning awareness modules for students and staff and engage parents and communities in supporting the student well-being. And most importantly, we aim to use our data insights to contribute to evidence-based mental health policies, which ensure that CarePair's impacts is not only immediate, but long-term and systemic. Next, to conclude, CarePair is more than just an application. It is
Sorry
a
to
safe space for
interrupt,
students
but
to connect and heal.
unfortunately, the time has expired. But thank you very much, Team 3, for your great presentation. We will now move on to the Q&A session. So may I kindly invite the judges to share their questions and feedback for Team 3.
Thank you so much. Congratulations, Team 3, for a wonderful idea. I would invite myself and Nakaporn to provide the feedback for this round from us as judges. You made an excellent, from my vantage point, you made an excellent problem outline to a very common and widespread problem of mental well-being, especially for youth. I really liked your visuals and being that it's an app, this is really important, the utility, right? It's very simple. It's very easy to navigate from what I've seen. And I really appreciated the measurement of before and after, the effects of using the app. And also the element of the professional and peer exchange and community exchange. I had a question. on your partnership, and again, it's a partnership question, but on your partnerships, I actually congratulate you that you are leveraging a lot of the public available, connection through the government and this, because that's a kind of also is, infers policy sustainability, right, around the issue that you're trying to fix. But I have my question around why no private sector partnership? Maybe before you answer, over to Kun another point for his feedback.
Although actually my question is some kind of my question gonna lie with your question.
Okay.
So this is very important and sensitive, but also sensitive issue because on the area of mental health and without professional counselor, there's a risk of maybe giving kind of wrong or even harmful advice, even with good intention. But for professional counselor, it's come with significant cost. So I'm not sure how you address this in your plan, or have you been consulted with some kind of professional or partners that maybe will support you on this? Over to you.
Coming to the partners, actually, we had mentioned about the CSR and grants. So we are expecting to get the corporate social responsibility funds from the private sectors as well. As well, we'll be like planning to participate with the NGOs. With the slide which we showed as partners, it's actually the future like support what we are expecting to make CarePair a reality. So for that, we need the government support mostly. And that's why we had showed, but in future, definitely we are planning to incorporate private support as well. And for next question, I'll handle.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite get the next question. Would it be possible for you guys to repeat it?
Because I'm quite concerned about, because this is the area that we need professional counselor, how you address this issue, because there is significant cost on this.
So like, was the question about the costs of the app?
Yeah, for the professional cost.
Oh, the professional cost. So I think we included in the slides that there'd be share. Only the app would take about like a minimum share from like professional consultations. Of course, it would still go to the professionals. So we would be contacting multiple professionals and ask them if they'd be interested. And as long as they get more more students, they'd be like other students would be enticed to take them again for consultations. But there would only be a minimum share for the app for the maintenance and such operations.
All right, thank you very much, Team 3, for your presentation, and thank you, Dr. Next, I would like to invite Team 4, mentored by Professor Ji Bin from University of Chinese Academy of Sciences with their project, Bridge Learn, Universal Access, Building the Bridge to Digital Education for Everyone. Best of luck, the floor is yours.
Okay. Good morning, judges. We're Team Universal Access, presenting Bridge Learn, the world's first offline-first education ecosystem. Our mission is to connect the 3.7 billion excluded learners to quality education through SMS, textbooks, and eventually AI. Today, we'll show you how we can scale proven models globally to unlock the next generation of talent. Our team spans Australia, the Philippines, and across Asia. That diversity matters. Sorry, next slide. That diversity matters because we've seen how geography and infrastructure determine who gets access to education. Sorry. Meet Lina, a 15-year-old from rural Indonesia. She represents the billions excluded from digital learning. But here's the proof this works. SMS education companies like Indonesia and Msure already serve millions profitably. Our innovation is to scale these fragmented successes into one global platform, connecting every Lina, everywhere. Before we dive into the problem and our solution, here's a short glimpse of what Bridge Learn looks like in practice. Sorry, Laurie, please show the video.
That the video is audible.
Share the audio.
Need to share it again, and there will be a little box to check for the audios or the sounds for the clip.
Okay, sorry.
In a world of incredible technology, a devastating digital gap is widening. 3.7 billion people remain locked out of digital learning. This is the largest underserved market in history. Introducing Bridge Learn, world's first ecosystem designed to graduate billions from SMS to AI.
First, the SMS Learning Bridge delivers interactive lessons to any mobile phone.
Next, our smart textbooks link physical workbooks to rich audio content.
Finally, our AI learning pods provide solar-powered, voice-activated tutoring. We don't just provide tools. We create digital citizens. We're addressing a $200 billion market with a sustainable model for governments. Our vision: connect 100 million new learners, unlocking $1 trillion in economic impact. Join us in unlocking the brilliant minds currently invisible to the world.
Okay, let's continue. Just look at slide 4. Okay, 3.7 billion people, nearly half of humanity, are locked out of the digital education revolution, and 2.9 billion lack reliable internet. 1.2 billion rely solely on basic feature phones, and 258 million children remain completely out of school. Millions of bright students like Lena are solving math with sticks in the sand, not because they lack potential, but because they lack access. This isn't a technology problem, it's a justice problem. Proven SMS education models exist, but they remain fragmented by country. What's missing is a single global platform to scale these successes everywhere. That's exactly what we are building.
So for the next slide, we're not reinventing EdTech. We're scaling what's already proven with a staged system that meets learners where they are. So first is our daily micro lessons and quizzes delivered by text messages, works on every phone made. And then the second, as learners progress, they qualify for enhanced workbooks with QR codes linked to audio lessons. So access doesn't depend on owning a smartphone, because codes can be scanned via shared community devices, which have been proven feasible in Africa. And by the year 3, solar-powered community devices provide offline AI tutoring in local languages, supporting personalized learning. So this is a guaranteed pathway: SMS, textbooks, AI, and then becoming a digital native. And governments are already paying for models like this. We're just making them work everywhere. For our next slide, here are our learners. So we have Lina, 15, from Indonesia. She begins with SMS, as millions already do. Then we also have Samuel, 17, who bridges her knowledge with modern education using SMS and localized textbooks. And we also have Maria, who starts with SMS maths, progresses to textbooks, and dreams of becoming a teacher. Every learner follows the same graduation pathway I have mentioned to make learning systematic and global. For our next slide, here's the learner pathway in action. So Lina texts
texts a code and instantly receives her first lesson. And as she progresses, she qualifies for textbooks with QR codes scanned via shared devices. And her community then earns an AI learning pod, which she receives personalized tutoring offline in her own language. 2 years later, she's digitally confident and ready for university. For our next slide, our model is built on real economics. For our first revenue, government contracts at $0.50 per student per month based on actual SMS delivery cost. Textbook sales, $5 to $10 per student annually, and AI pod leasing, which is $50 per month per community center. Our partnerships make this bulletproof, working with governments, telecoms, and local publishers. We break even at 4 million students by year 3. We target 5 million students across 10 countries, gathering $48 million in sustainable revenue. This isn't speculative venture math. It's a tested, scalable model that's already working in SMS education.
Okay, so here's our roadmap, built on validated SMS education models that governments already pay for. In the first year, we launch SMS in 3 pilot countries, train 100,000 local community champions, and reach 500,000 learners. In the second year, we add culturally designed textbooks with local publishers, expand to 8 countries, scale to 2 million learners, and deploy 20 AI pods and hit break even. In the third year, we reach the full ecosystem, 50 plus AI pods, 10 countries, and 5 million learners. This isn't experimental growth, it's systematic scaling through government procurement and proven delivery partners. Next slide, please. Our impact directly aligns with UN SDGs. SDG4, millions reached with measurable engagement.
All right, I apologize for interrupting, but unfortunately, your time is up. Thank you very much, Team 4, for that presentation. Now I would like to invite our judges to please give their advice and ask their questions.
Thank you so much. Congratulations again. I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Aziz online and to Madeline for the feedback, but just wanted to give you the kudos for the SDG matching. Okay, Dr. Aziz, over to you.
All right, thank you very much, Team 4, for the presentations. I think especially the parts of the AI pods is a creative additions to the SMS education. But I'm wondering very quickly, like what kind of subjects that are suitable to be taught over by using this kind of platform? Because I'm assuming certain subjects, like for example, mathematics would actually be better taught with the presence of a tutor or a teacher on site. So what kind of subjects might be suitable for your kind of platform? Thank you.
Madeline, maybe over to you before.
So for me, I like that you're trying to address digital inclusion because that's an important issue. You know, as innovation rises, the digital divide still remains wide. So by educating everyone, it can help bridge that gap. But I have a question on, do you intend to start with a specific target area? And then how do you intend to reach the target audience in that area? How do you get them to use these applications?
Over to you, Team 4.
Thank you so much. I'll answer the first question. It was a great question, by the way, and sorry we didn't get to finish our presentation. But you are right. Certain subjects like higher level mathematics do benefit from in-person teachers. That's why our model is staged and context aware. In the first SMS stage, subjects are focused to foundational literacy, numeracy, and health and civic education. Proved by ANESA and MSchul's results, where bite-sized quizzes and feedback work extremely well. As learners progress to textbooks, would integrate science, social studies, and more complex problem solving with QR code linked audio. And finally, our AI pods, co-designed with communities, would allow interactive learning in areas like science, experiments, entrepreneurship, and even practical skills like recycling and business training. So to your point, we don't claim every subject can be taught by SMS alone. Instead, we start with the ones validated to work, then deepen and diversify the learning graduates through our ecosystem. So that way, maths and sciences become more interactive and the textbook and AI stages, whilst SMS ensures no learner is left out at the beginning. Thank you.
All right, and to answer your second question, and our business model, we mentioned that we want to focus on the Philippines and also in Indonesia, mainly because it's the Southeast Asian countries wherein education can still be really developed. And to answer your question on our possible key partners or how do we plan on executing this? So we already listed government and institutional partners such as the Department of Education in the specific countries, UNESCO and World Bank for initial funding and validation, and also local education authorities and school districts. However, we also acknowledge the need for technology and distribution partners. So as mentioned, since we'll be working with the telecom, so such as the mobile network operators in these countries, such as Smart Globe in the Philippines, very well known, and also DTAC and Airtel, and also for the local textbook publishers and printing companies, and also we will also work with solar hardware suppliers within the area. And for our content and community partners, we plan on having content licensing partners with Khan Academy and local curriculums, and at the same time, other community organizations and NGOs and teaching institutions within the country, such as universities and other educational institutions.
All right. Thank you very much, Team 4. And thank you once again for Next, I would like to invite Team 5, mentored by Mr. David from SDGX, with their project Aqua Pulse, to present their project. The floor is yours. Best of luck.
Good morning, mabuhay. A pleasant morning to our professors, mentors, and fellow participants. Before we delve to our presentation, have you ever thought about how our food, industries, and livelihood depend on the ocean? Fisher folk and coastal communities who safeguard these resources remain unseen, underrated, and too often unheard. We are Team 5, and we strive to connect communities to the pulse of the sea.
Unfortunately, your video is not audible, so maybe you have to try and share again.
The ocean vast, alive, and full of promise for the generations. It has sustained coastal communities across Southeast Asia, providing food, livelihood, and hope. But beneath its beauty, the sea is changing. Fisherfolk sail out each day with no reliable information on weather, fish activity, or hazards. In the Philippines, municipal fisheries production dropped by 31.8% in just 1 year, forcing fishermen to work longer hours, burn more fuel, and risk their lives for smaller catches. Meanwhile, researchers struggle to collect accurate, real-time ocean data. Existing tools are costly, complex, and far from reach for small-scale communities. Our Ocean Health Index, just 59 out of 100, a clear signal that both people and ecosystems are under threat. That's why we created AquaPulse, the heartbeat of smarter seas, a smart buoy system that collects live data on fish activity, waves, and weather, then delivers it straight to a simple mobile and desktop app. What can AquaPulse offer for fishermen? Safer trips, better catches, and lower fuel costs. For communities, free ocean literacy tools and training. For researchers and government agencies, accurate data to protect marine life and guide policy. We're preparing pilot tests in key coastal communities, Through live demonstrations and feedback sessions, fishermen will help refine the app for real-life use. Training local buoy tech ambassadors will ensure smooth operations and create jobs, building capacity right where it's needed most. Aquapulse follows a hybrid model, free for fishermen, subscription-based for schools, research and government partners, making it practical, scalable and self-sustaining. Aquapulse, the heartbeat of smarter seas, empowering communities, protecting ecosystems, supporting the UN Sustainable Development Goals for life below water, food security, and resilient livelihoods.
Right now, climate change is rapidly altering oceans, fast and hard. Here in Southeast Asia, especially along the Pacific Ring of Fire, warmer waters, rising acidity, and erratic weather are shaping marine ecosystems. In the Philippines alone, municipal fisheries production dropped by 31.8% in just 1 year, forcing fishermen to spend longer hours at sea while catching less, a dangerous and unsustainable situation. About 13 million Filipinos rely on the sea to live, to eat, and to work.
This is where Aquapulse comes in, the heartbeat of smarter seas. Transforming ocean observation through real-time smart bar technology, Aquapulse is a system that collects real-time data on fish activity, wave conditions, weather patterns, and even microplastic pollution, then transmits it to a user-friendly desktop platform. Compared to existing tools, Aquapulse is affordable, accessible, and designed specifically for local use. It has mobile app features. The main Aquapulse map displays the Philippines with buoy locations, real-time status information, and status-based filters for quick navigation. The buoy details page provides in-depth data for each buoy, including vital parameters. This is followed by a dedicated research dashboard, offering advanced insights and researcher tools. The student dashboard provides quick navigation and data for learning and analysis, along with integrated weather widgets and timely alerts. The fisher-focused dashboard highlights fishing-related information, weather widgets, and alerts. It also features fishing restriction guidance, helping identify areas of low or bountiful fish harvest, making it highly practical for small fisher scalers. Aquapulse uses an inclusive business model, free access to fishermen with real-time buoy data, storm alerts, fish indices, and ban notifications, a $35 plan for schools, and a $150 plan for researchers, supporting both science and policy.
We are currently preparing for pilot testing in selected coastal communities where fishing is a primary livelihood. Through A/B testing, we will refine the Aquapulse app to ensure intuitive, fast to adopt, and effective in decision-making at sea. Of course, Aquapulse supports the UN SDGs as wildlife below water, food security, and resilient livelihood. Why? Competitors like SOFAR and Worldfish and groups like Copernicus and Platform Marine Research Institute. Aquapulse combines both worlds. A cloud-based ecosystem delivering real-time tools for fishers and advanced analysis for researchers and policymakers. Our key insights is that data empower communities by making ocean intelligence simple and accessible. We transform livelihood. Strength, make a cloud of data and business insight for both fisher and policymakers. Opportunities, expand into full ecosystem like IoT, fish data, and AI forecasting. For risks, competing low-cost buoy and data platform. We will generate interest and buy through direct engagement with local fishery groups, partner with government agencies, and collaboration with environmental NGOs.
Initial seed funding of 5,100 supports our first-year pilot covering buoy deployment, cloud hosting, and app development. And for the revenue potential, 20,000 fishermen, 500 education users, and 100 researchers. Next slide. In the next 3 years, Aquapulse aims to establish a network. Next slide. presenting the researchers and advocates of the AquaPulse. Next slide. With AquaPulse, we're not just listening to the
Excuse
ocean,
me, your
we're making
time
sure
has
everyone can hear its
I'm
pulse.
sorry to
Thank you.
interrupt. Thank you very much, Team 5, for your excellent presentation. Now we will move into the Q&A session, so I invite our judges to share their questions and feedback.
Thank you so much. Congratulations, Team 5, on a strong concept with your AquaPulse initiative, smart fishing. I'm familiar with smart farming, so today I'm much more familiar with smart fishing. This is an excellent idea to leverage technology for really important solution on sustainability as well to lower the cost of fuel and increase the sustainability and the livelihoods of fishermen while collecting very important data, mining incredible data for educational and research purposes. I really liked your sliding scale of the farmers receiving the data for free and the education and research having to pay subscription in order to keep this afloat. I also appreciated your partnerships expanding to the private sector, such as Google for Research. This is very smart. And that's the feedback for me. Congratulations and thank you. I turn over to Puna.
Okay, thanks, Ivana, for giving time. So now it's time for question. Because the data seems quite complex, complicated for the user, have you been consulted with the fisherman that what exact data they will need, how they can use it, and even maybe simple question like are they going to have mobile signal when they are in the sea and can use this application? Over to you.
Over to you for your answer.
I can answer that question. Thank you so much for that question. It's such a great one. As for the literacy, of course, we were thinking that in communities where technology is not often used, it may be a bit difficult to access, which is why we thought of deploying our groups to train boy tech ambassadors, which are basically assigned people in local communities to help the local communities learn all of that technology.
Okay. Yeah. In addition to that, sorry for the interruption. We will be partnering with the LGU or the municipal communities that Philippines, an archipelagic country, also in the neighboring Southeast Asia. Like this would be a best idea for them, especially to the fisher folks, because right now I think there are no support from them. So specifically, this research could be an innovative one that could also imply that amplify their life in terms of sustainability, because I believe climate change is all around altering the fisher industries and other type of it. In terms of partnerships, yeah, just like what I have said, we're partnering in LGUs or local government units, also the Department of Science and Technology, marine institutes, and different NGOs, as well as to the private sector, because we believe as a team, AquaPulse could connect communities to the sea. Because right now, we experience different calamities, right? Typhoon, coastal waves, and whatever calamity it is very devastating. So we left them behind. We are progressing in different sector, but we forget them. Remember that our ancestors came from the sea. We sail to each countries, we go to different countries, but we do not give them the voice. We didn't give them the enough support and the research instead. So technically, AquaPulse will connect right now, maybe, on the community and the sea. So I hope it clears your question, sorry.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tiara. Thank you so much, Al, for your answers. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much once again, Team 5, and thank you, judges. All right, we have now concluded the first half of presentations, so we will now take a short 20-minute break. Please make sure to return here promptly by 9:46 a.m. as we will continue with the remaining teams. So see you shortly. Okay, welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a refreshing break. So we will now continue with the second half of our pitching competition, beginning with Team 6. So Team 6, it is my pleasure to invite you, your team, mentored by Professor Kirati from Chulalongkorn University, with your project, Recycool, to take the floor and present. Best of luck, the stage is yours.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Team 6 would like to present Recycool, an app that aims to encourage more engaging and productive recycling program here in Bangkok, Thailand. To begin, let's first watch our pitch video.
Every day, we buy bottled drinks at 7-Eleven, street vendors, cafes.
Video, okay. Well, now, thank
And
you.
every day, those bottles end up in the trash.
In ASEAN, plastic production is accelerating. Thailand alone generates over 2 million tons of plastic waste annually. Bangkok, our pilot city, is at the heart of this crisis, and the perfect place to start a solution.
Our initial survey of 62 respondents from 16 Asia-Pacific countries revealed something alarming. 44% of people don't separate their waste before disposal. That's nearly half. This isn't just a recycling issue, but it's a behavior issue.
That's why we created Recycool, a social innovation project that turns bottles into points and points into progress. Our raccoon reminds us that waste is not the end, but the seed of renewal. By turning plastic bottles into points and cash through carbon footprint tracking, we connect personal benefit with planetary well-being.
But unlike other systems, our point calculation isn't flat rate. It's footprint-based. These systems don't account for the actual environmental impact of each item. Recycool changes that. We use an AI-powered calculator backed by Global Life Cycle Analysis (LCA) databases to assess the carbon dioxide emissions of each bottle.
To make Recycool thrive, we're building a powerful coalition between stakeholders from government, NGOs, universities, and obviously, the private sector. Recycool isn't just an app, it's a movement.
We're building a circular economy, changing behavior, and scaling impact beyond banking. Our goal is long-term sustainability through education, incentives, and community ownership.
Let's make recycling rewarding. Let's make Bangkok cool. Join us. Be Recycool. Recycool, turning trash into trends.
Alright, Recycle helps Bangkok become cleaner and smarter, supporting SDGs 11 for sustainable development. We reduce waste and promoting recycling, hitting SDGs 12. Through education, we empower communities, aligning with SDGs 4. By cutting emissions, we act on SDGs 13, and by building strong partnerships, we drive SDGs 17. Bangkok will be the first city to launch the project. We propose targeting two key users groups: waste producers and waste processors, especially those with digital literacy. Implementing interventions on both sides will help maximize the project's overall impact. We are starting here and going beyond.
One of Recycool's main features is the proposed AI-based carbon footprint calculator, which will be used as the basis of the rewards points. Points redeemed from their recycled plastics can be redeemed at future partner enterprises, acting as discount coupons or cash equivalents. How Recycool also differs from its competitors is that it offers educational components. It focuses on micro-learning to make learning more accessible. Higher order thinking courses aimed at developing creativity to uplift lower income communities. And finally, to develop environmental consciousness in our users.
Beyond these features, Recycle will also use GPS capabilities, allowing users to connect with nearby waste collectors to recycle their plastics conveniently and through different forms. Through Recycle, we hope to build a more unified network that aims to partner with existing recycling startups to develop a better recycling movement in our target locations.
In China, WeChat encourages eco-actions via mini programs where users join cleanups, track sustainable behavior, and earn rewards. Community groups organize local volunteering, and some recycling machines link with WeChat Pay. In Japan, similar apps and community initiatives promote recycling and local environmental volunteering, often with point-based reward systems. And in Singapore, the SG Recycle app rewards recycling of paper, textiles, and small e-waste via smart bins, which are redeemable for cash through PayNow. While they're effective for collection, it faces issues like limited waste types, app glitches, low rewards, and minimal focus on waste prevention or microplastics.
Our new model is built on these corporate collaborations, for example, partnering with 7-Eleven on co-branded green campaigns, government and international funding such as SDG-related grants, venture capital and innovation hubs giving us access to funding and mentorship, and business subscriptions and advertising fees within our app. Over time, revenue from subscriptions, advertising, and cooperation campaigns will become the core engine of financial sustainability.
Technically, we will design the app to be mobile-first and lightweight, suitable even for low-end smartphones. Waste tracking is enabled by QR codes and GPS, which require minimal infrastructure. Our app is built with modular and open-source components, so it's easy to maintain. And we plan to work with university students and tech volunteers to support development.
In launching the Recycle mobile app, we are planning to launch it via pilot testing, inviting a small user base from a partner enterprise or university to use the app while simultaneously doing A/B testing to gain user feedback for the reward mechanism we invited to include.
For our 3-year plan, we aim to expand nationwide throughout Thailand and then outside to Southeast Asia, beginning with a goal of 50,000 users based in Bangkok to becoming one of Southeast Asia's biggest recycling startups. As we work towards resolving the urgent concern of single-use plastic pollution, we believe that Recycle can build a lasting impact on everyone, from waste producers who hope to preserve their environment to waste collectors who earn a living in single-use plastics. This is Recycle, turning trash into trends. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation.
Very much, Team 6, for your presentation. So now I would like to move into the Q&A session. So I asked our judges to share their questions and feedback.
Thank you so much. Congratulations again. Online for them to provide feedback on your round.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, same. I really like the name too. And I like the idea of making recycling fun and accessible. So it seems like a very simple solution to encourage recycling. And your plan seems easy enough to execute. And actually, I have some questions at the start, but then you already answered them, like how to utilize the recycling points. You mentioned the vouchers, the free items. And then I was also wondering about the maintenance of the app. And you also addressed that one, having tech support, including from volunteers. I thought that was smart. I'm not sure if I missed this one, but is there like a fee to download the app or is it for free?
Okay, maybe over to Dr. Aziz first, and then over to you to answer. Dr. Aziz.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Team 6, for the presentation. I think the footprint and gamification approach is a very creative approach to promote good behavior, such as the recycling. So good jobs on the presentations. I'm wondering, in terms of the long-term financial sustainability, I saw in one of the slides you mentioned about gaining financial support from venture capitals, etc. But I believe that's only in the first phase of the development. So over time, like how do you ensure that this is sustainable for a long term? That's all. Thank you.
Over to you, Team 6. Who would like to
well,
answer some of
also for the first question, so for the app subscription, so the users, waste collectors, and waste producers will not need to pay a subscription fee to download the app. So all of the funding will really be from the venture capitals and also to the grant partnerships from target universities and enterprises. Someone from our group will also answer from the financial side. Probably Milana.
Yeah, I can take the rest of the questions. So, basically, the way that our model originally works is that we're aiming on utilizing grants and funding through like innovation hubs and different sources like that to first get it off the ground. Again, a big part of it would be volunteers and utilizing the help that university students um, could get because they can gain experience from this as well, which would benefit their careers while also maintaining the app that we are building. And so later down the line, the way that this would be financially sustainable is we're hoping that it would gain enough traction that we can partner with 7-Eleven or other kinds of brands that want to gain recognition with regards to the recycling programs or the reusing systems that they currently have in place, just so that people become more aware of the current systems that are in place. Because Recycle isn't meant to be just a brand new idea that we're bringing. It's also meant to spotlight the systems that are already in place and just haven't been fully executed. Does that answer your question or?
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Team 6, and thank you once again to the judges.
congratulations?
Next, I would like to invite Team 7, mentored by Professor Chen Cheng from Nanyang Technical University, with their project, Rock Roots, to present the project. Best of luck, Team 7, the floor is yours.
We would like to share our video first.
Today we'll be presenting our project titled Rock Roots, and where we hope to reimagine ethical tourism through cultural exchange. So the problem that we would like to address is that informal workers in Thailand often have low and insecure income, and these individuals in the poor rural communities do not benefit from the large tourism revenue brought in by Thailand. So this revenue often flows into large foreign-owned corporations, and this is something that we hope to change and where we see an opportunity too as well. So on the right-hand side of the screen, you see some statistics that show just how large the Thailand tourism industry is, and it's only slated to get bigger. So our product constitutes a one-stop digital platform for curated cultural immersion. So this can range from a few hours to a week-long stay. And we hope to provide fair pay and direct income to our hosts, which would constitute locals who are living and working in rural communities in Thailand. So we want to prioritize exclusive small group programs rather than mass tourism. So we'll be providing seamless book logistics during this program, and this is something we'll be elaborating on in our actual presentation. So who we serve, there's primarily two demographics. So firstly are the customers who are eco-conscious travelers, tourists, and perhaps corporate groups in the long run as well. So these people value sustainability, authentic cultural exchange, and are motivated by unique experiences. Our beneficiaries, on the other hand, are local artisans, guides, farmers, small business owners, etc. And these people benefit from the fair wages, cultural preservation, skill building, as well as direct market access. So our potential partners can be brought down to three groups. Firstly, the community, which means village cooperatives, local NGOs, institutions like universities and high schools. These will be imperative to the success of our project. And business and tech professional programs such as corporate CSR programs and perhaps digital platforms as well. So this is a prototype of our what we'll be offering. It'll be in the form of a website, and you can already see that there's a button that says search program. So this will make it easy for our customers to browse through the programs and see which one suits them the best. So here's a rough implementation plan. In year one, we hope to start a pilot. This will be a small launch in 2 to 3 pilot villages. And then in year two, that's when we want to expand to more communities and also start working with student exchange and volunteer programs. And in year three, we want to scale up. And this is when we will break even as well. So we'll be elaborating more on all of this in our actual presentation, but thank you for now and see you soon. Okay, so as we presented in the video, this is we are expanding on it. So this is the importance of our issue, which is unequal access to Thailand's tourism economy, persistent rural poverty, untapped cultural wealth, a global traveler demand for authenticity, and social impact and sustainability where rural communities can build a sustainable income and resilience. So over here, we are targeting SDGs 8, 10, 11, and 12. Next.
So how do we introduce our business to you? There are three main problems that we are encountering, not just in Thailand, but in the entire Asia. 70% of the tourism revenue just goes out of the country. It's only given to the corporates and big names. Rural skills are undervalued, and the traditional practices face extensions and risks. What do we do? How do we come into the picture? We have a digital platform that is only curated to save and safeguard the cultural impressions. The programs vary from few weeks to few hours to few months. We have fair pay and direct income to the communities, and it is exclusive to small group models, and it is seamless. Logistic training will be already provided, so it will be tourist friendly and community friendly as well. How does it work? The program is designed based on seasonal rituals. It is very exclusive. It depends on how and what we are booking, depending upon the age criteria, the group that we are coming. There's everything for everyone. And the biggest part is there's a direct income support to the local farmers, which do not get part in the bigger culture of industrialization. And there's a fair pay engine, and we can do business directly with the universities and exchange programs. And this can even go further towards creating more volunteers to get to this program. How do we improve our visibility and publicity? Digital storytelling is the main thing that we can do in today's world. The second could be the foundations, the UNDP, the other organizations that we have worked in Thailand and in other countries, it can be expanded. And the best would be if it's credited. Then community ambassadors, we can always get local youth to get involved in it, to start working in it, to be part of this thing. We can use public launch events, we can host events, we can collaborate with government, and then definitely there could be more research and more understanding of the communities done to better provide better industries and user-friendly techniques.
So, globally, there are 70 million cultural tourists in Thailand. 2.8 million fits our target. From this, we aim for 3,000 early adopters per year within 3 years. A focused but scalable market entries.
So this is a brief overview of our competitor analysis. These are some of our competitors, including a local ecotourism company in Thailand called Local Alike. The focus of our platform is the digital storytelling aspect, cultural preservation, and environmental responsibility. It's inspired by our starting point of the Khao Yai community in Thailand, which we visited, that can help benefit from the emphasized criteria. I also wanted to emphasize that we hope to implement co-ownership as it ties to the transparency of the customer spending of the ecotourism space.
So here's what the community can use the income for: basic needs, education and child development, housing improvements, water and essential infrastructure, as well as healthy food and urban gardening.
All right, your time has expired, so thank you very much, Team 7, for your presentation. We will now move to the Q&A session, so I will kindly invite our judges to ask their questions and give their feedback.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
For some reason, we can't hear the audio.
Yeah, we can't hear anything.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
I'm so sorry. Apologies for that. I wanted to congratulate you again, and also on identifying UNDP as a credible partner, because sustainable tourism is very much part of their portfolio here in Thailand specifically. It's a wonderful concept to match, communities and cultural preservation with conscious tourists. It's something that would be a niche market here in Thailand. So congratulations on that. I really appreciated the community trust building that you factored into your design. And I like that you have everything for everyone and you're able to customize that experience. Thank you. This is my feedback, and I'll turn it over to Kun Atapon for his observation.
Thank you very much, Ivona. And thank you for mentioning the UNDP, because for UNDP Thailand, we work on community-based tourism, biodiversity-based tourism, and ecotourism. So we work a lot on this, and I'm the one who working on the community-based tourism. And as you also mentioned, Local Alike, they done fantastic work here. But I think you, as youth with different perspective, I think you can find a room, use your niche, your strength to leverage this project. But my $1 million question is, have you already talked to any community on this? If yes, who are they? Where is it? And what is the feedback? If not, how you going to prove this concept that the community will be happy to work with you? That's my $1 million question.
Over to you.
I like to answer this question. We have not reached out to any specific communities, but throughout our trip to Thailand, we were encountering in every community that we were meeting that they needed something like this to preserve locals, to preserve the things that they have there, and to not get exploited by big industrialization stuff. So I believe this is the idea that came to us when we were in the trip, because our idea was something else, but then we saw it hands-on, like what is happening here. And then this is what came to our heads. So yeah, we would definitely want to expand this other than just this like a pitch. And I think, coming from Asia myself, I know that communities would be more than happy to be part of this. So we would like to take this further though.
Thank you. Thank you, Team 7.
Thank you very much, Team 7, for your presentation. All right, next, I would like to invite Team 8. Mentored by Professor Elsie from the Chinese University of Hong Kong with their project, Little Sprouts, to please take the floor and give your presentation. Best of luck.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Little Sprouts. I'm Scarlett, representing Team 8. So, food is something we all complain about, but let me ask you a question. How do you define a nutritious meal? So, before we dive deeper, let's watch a short video to understand the challenge.
Every child deserves a healthy, balanced meal with fresh fruits, vegetables, protein, and grains. But in Thailand today, the reality is different. 1 in 10 children lives in severe food poverty, and many school lunches look like this: just rice, little protein, and almost no fruit or vegetables. Schools face 3 big challenges. First, funding. With only 22 Thai baht, approximately 67 cents per meal, schools cannot afford nutritious meals. Second, meal design. A study in Thailand found school lunches often had excess rice but almost no vegetables, meat, or eggs. In fact, nearly 90% of Thai children do not get enough fruits and vegetables in their diets. Third, knowledge. Teachers receive little training in nutrition, parents lack practical tools, and children miss opportunities to learn healthy habits. The result: hungry children, poor health, and communities have been left behind. Our solution is simple but powerful: a minimize waste nutrition program that combines community gardens, healthy meal design, and hands-on workshops. Schools grow their own produce in the community garden with local farmers, nutritionists, and universities help design menus tailored to local culture and resources. And we upcycle food waste into creative, low-cost solutions like a refreshing watermelon ripe shake. Together, children, teachers, and parents learn how to prepare balanced meals, while communities become part of the solution. Here is the change. Before, mostly rice, little protein and nutrition. After, balanced plates with vegetables, protein, fruit, and a shake that adds vitamins and minerals. Children smile, laugh, and learn, not just in the classroom, but also in the garden. Our project is more than school meals. It is about global impacts aligned with Sustainable Development Goal. By tackling SDG 3, we improve child health through balanced meals. With SDG 12, we reduce food waste through upcycling. And with SDG 13, we build climate resilience through local gardens. Together, we can nourish children today and plant the seeds for a healthier, more sustainable future. Every child.
So, a balanced meal for kids means the right mix of fruits, veggies, protein, grains, and dairy. Next slide. Now look at the picture. This is what many children in rural Thailand face every day. In fact, 1 in 10 children live in food poverty. In rural Thailand, many children are malnourished. Our research points to 3 main causes like you see in the video. Firstly, schools receive only 22 baht per child per day. Secondly, meals are poorly designed. And thirdly, there is lack of nutritional awareness. So, what is our solution? Little Sprouts is a multifaceted nutritional program. We combine school gardens, hands-on workshop, and partnerships to make healthy meals possible within budget. But with limited funding from the government, how can we solve this? With us, farmers, parents, teachers, CSR volunteers, and schools all share one space, cutting costs, improving diet, and empowering communities. The potential is huge, and people don't often address this problem. We're starting with a pilot school in Rayong with 500 students, then scaling to 5 schools and eventually across Thailand. At our pilot school in Rayong, we interviewed the director, and she told us that designing a nutritious plate with only 22 baht is nearly impossible. And that's why we're creating solutions that combine what schools can grow, what communities can give, and what children will actually eat. And moving onwards, our program has 4 main pillars. The first is setting up the garden with compost from food waste while learning more about the community. And secondly, learning and training, cutting classes and cooking days with parents, teachers, partners, nutritionists, and university partners like Rajahat University Rayong agricultural students. And the third is designing nutritious meal by using our garden produce plus milk and protein from our partners. And lastly, and the most importantly, community engagement. We empower farmers, CSR volunteers, and nearby schools to share seeds, knowledge, and resources. So the question comes to how we set up our garden. Even with limited space, we can be creative. Our pilot school doesn't have much extra land, so we decided to repurpose part of the soccer field into a community garden. We designed a new floor plan that divides the space into 3 zones. Firstly, raised beds for leafy gardens. Secondly, vertical gardens on the free fenced space behind the football goalposts, as you can see on the picture. They will be made from repurposed materials to save costs and teach kids about recycling and creativity. And lastly is urban planning in containers for kids to see that fruits and vegetables can be grown anywhere. And this space will be for long-term crops like watermelons. And you might wonder why focus on watermelon. Zhishan will tell you the answer.
Thank you, Scarlett. Introducing our watermelon rind smoothie. Watermelon rinds are often overlooked, yet they are rich in antioxidants and fiber. By blending them with locally grown produce from our gardens, we create a low-cost, nutrient-dense, and delicious shake. Our model thrives on partnerships. Retailers like Big C and Lotus can channel excess stocks to us. This cuts waste and adds protein. By offering ESG credits, we also build sustained partnerships with them. These partnerships extend beyond supply. Imagine smoothie making days in school where corporate volunteers engage directly with children, teaching them about nutrition in a fun, hands-on way. Restaurants like Jones Salad can design fun salad recipes using school-grown produce, giving visibility to the project and pride to the kids. This builds a virtuous cycle of learning, awareness, and brand impact. Our impact is threefold. First, better child health through higher micronutrient and protein intake, supported by cooking days with parents. Second, sustainability, by composting scraps, upcycling ingredients, and reducing reliance on industrial food chains. And third, stronger community collaborations to create a self-sustaining model. To ensure accountability, we measure both soft and hard outcomes. Teachers report on student attentiveness and energy while we track nutrition knowledge among parents and staff. Quantitatively, we analyze plate composition before and after the project and record how many parents and volunteers engage in gardening and cooking long-term. Compared to other initiatives, Little Sprouts is unique. We're not a one-off campaign, we're sustained, community-driven, and deeply local. By focusing on hyperlocal crops and simple proven methods, we combine nutrition, sustainability, and cultural relevance in a way that's practical to scale. This gives us a key advantage: independence and ownership. Rather than top-down aid, our project is hands-on, empowering, and replicable, making it easier for lessons to stick and for the model to spread organically. Our funding comes from two main sources. First, partnerships with ESG-focused companies and Thai foundations who share our passion for youth nutrition. Second, self-sustaining revenue streams, selling surplus produce, providing compost to farmers, and developing value-added products like our signature watermelon rind shake, or even community cookbooks. These streams ensure the project's longevity. Our journey begins with a pilot. From there, we envision schools across Thailand running their own gardens, powered by sustained partnerships and supported by major media campaigns. In time, this model can travel beyond Thailand, showing how simple local ideas can tackle global challenges of nutrition and sustainability. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Team 8, for your excellent presentation. Now, I would like to invite our judges to share their questions and feedback.
Thank you so much.
We can't hear you.
I'm so sorry, guys. Oh, no. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to say congratulations again on a wonderful concept and beautiful visuals. And I'm going to hand over to Dr. Aziz, who's online, and then Madeline for their feedback.
All right. Thank you very much, Team 8, for the presentations on what I would say a nutrition poverty issue. Many countries around the world actually, in their most desire, they would like to provide free meals to school children, but it's always a challenge to provide a nutritional meal that is, unfortunately, is often costly compared to the fast food that we see nowadays. But my questions is about, so you mentioned about the suggestions on having a garden within the school's compound as one of the approach to sustainably supply nutritional vegetables and meals in the school program. However, like long term, can the small garden provide enough vegetables and fruits for schools within that schools? Because sometimes schools, especially in the cities, the number of the students sometimes is 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 students, and it takes an entire farm to actually produce enough for such a huge number of consumer. So what do you think about that? That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Aziz. Madeline, over to you. Maybe we just have the second feedback and then you guys can answer all together.
Yeah. So first of all, I want a watermelon shake. So no, thank you for the presentation. So I like that this is a low-cost solution to enhancing nutrition. I like the idea that you will be cultivating your own food sources. So there's an assurance of quality as well. There's an educational component because this is also something that families can replicate at home if they can develop their own gardens. So that's also good. And I like the fact that you wanted to start small and then expand. I think that's a more realistic approach to things such as this one. And especially, I like the fact that it's a community-wide solution because you put together like different stakeholders to work together and then they can all benefit as well. My question is actually same as Dr. Aziz about the sustainability of it, if the gardens are like enough to produce the necessary resources you need for the students.
Over to you to answer. Team A, you're welcome to answer. We have 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Okay, I think I will go to answer the first question. So I think for your first question, like we will try to use the fast growing crops that are available. Like I think it will make us to grow crop faster and we can like sustain the project. Also, we will take the protein sources from like CSR partners to introduce in the diet. So we don't have to rely a lot on the gardens or stuff. So I think then I will hand over to the team members for answering the second question.
Yeah, I think just to add on to that, our focus is very much on the rural schools, so it's kind of a smaller base, and as well as that, we plan to empower the community to try and help. So maybe gardens could also be within the community to help the schools, and also partnerships with local farmers for more cost-effective vegetables, if not enough can be sourced from the gardens alone from the schools.
I just want to add to that for garden in the school, it's mostly for education purpose. We want to teach children about nutrition and also the health meals instead of just let them grow their own produce, but mostly partner with the local community, especially local farmers, for more local economy and also for community engagement.
All right, thank you very much, Team 8, for that. Congratulations once again. Next, I would now like... All right, I would now like to invite Team 9, mentored by Professor Hyun Jung from Kyushu University, with their project Open Door, to please present. Best of luck, the floor is yours.
Do you now see my screen?
Yeah, we can
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. Good morning, distinguished judges from the UN, University of Technology Malaysia, and all APRU representatives. This morning, we are grateful to present to you about our project, Open Door. Allow me to begin with a story. So, this is Noor. She's a mother of 3 from Syria. Back home, she worked as a linguistic professor. But when conflict forced her to flee, she sought refuge in Malaysia. Here, her qualifications are not recognized. She's legally barred from working, and she struggles to provide for her little children. She has no choice but to work in risky, low-paying jobs just to feed her family. Noor's story is not unique. It represents the lived reality of millions of displaced people around the world, highly skilled, motivated, and resilient, yet locked out of formal labor market. Today, we present to you Open Door, our platform that is designed to change this reality and open the doors to better opportunity. Globally, over 120 million people are forcibly displaced, including 43.4 million refugees. Other than employment barriers,
Refugees often experience isolation and poor mental health outcomes due to displacement and discrimination. Current solutions remain insufficient. Mainstream freelancing platforms like Upwork or Fiverr does not consider refugee-specific barriers, and while refugee-focused initiatives tend to address employment alone, it neglects essential aspects such as psychosocial support. This gap presents a clear opportunity to create an integrated, refugee-centered platform that combines remote employment, skill building, and peer support in one ecosystem. Next slide. Next slide. So this opportunity is reinforced by global trends. The freelance platform market is projected to grow to USD 14.39 billion by 2030. And at the same time, there's a significant untapped global talent pool, which is the millions of refugees with valuable skills. So by bridging these two forces, we hope to create an impact-driven hub that unlocks both economic value and social inclusion.
So our solution is Open Door, a secure mobile platform for refugees built on three pillars: a freelance marketplace where verified profiles connect to remote jobs, a training hub with universities offering practical digital skills, and a community ecosystem with safe forums for peer support and resources. And next slide. Next, please. Our partners include international organizations for funding and advocacy, NGOs for outreach, companies for jobs and training, and universities for research and mentorship. The platform serves refugees with digital access, while customers are companies, NGOs, and universities. Next slide. So Open Door empowers refugees in three ways. First, job access provides freelance jobs and safe income. Second, training, online courses with universities, digital skills, and AI-based recommendations. Third, community support, peer forums, trauma-informed moderators, and links to NGOs for legal and mental health assistance. So next.
Let's have a look on platform features. Here we have introduction to our website. Imagine waiting 20 years to work legally. This is a reality of thousands of refugees worldwide, even those recognized by UN. And this is a persona. There's a refugee like Ahmad, 34-year-old. I was a software engineer now in cleaning office at night. I'm afraid someone will ask for my papers. Skill opportunity gap. Refugee doesn't mean unskilled. The system just doesn't allow them to contribute their talents. The Open Door platform is a platform and a space to learn and to belong and to contribute. A digital platform connecting refugees to dignified legal and safe livelihood opportunities. You can just register, showcase, match, connect, and grow. A safe space to learn, belong, and contribute. And this is Open Door. And this is our website prototype. Here on the first page, there will be a general information about our Open Door, and there will be visualization about active community members, job secure, skill training completed, content supported. And when you start your journey here, it will jump to find work, where you can find your personalized work that will be selected by AI to match your expertise and your preference. If you're interested, like this one, content translator, you can just hit apply now, and the page will say, please fill your profile, and we can jump to the profile where you have to input your information. You have to upload your UN refugee documentation, and also have to put your name, country of origin, languages, skill, expertise, work experiences. But all this information will be encrypted and will not be exposed to third party or to anybody. Only just refugee documentation will be used for the employer. And for the community page, think of it as like Facebook, where you can post whatever you like. You can connect to other people. We also have a groups here. If you want to join on specific topic like Syrian community here, you can hit and you can join and have a talk. And we also have a trending hashtag where you can follow the trend, ongoing trend. And here you can explore someone's posting. You can hit like, comment, or even direct messages. Resources is a page where you can learn skill more. Like if you want to build CV, you can just hit here and you jump to Canva resume page where you can just create your resume here. You can learn languages, you can do digital skill, contact NGO, take 2 apps, mental health support, financial literacy. If you want to need mental health support, you can just hit here. I will jump to Better Help website. And this is all about our website. And for innovation and differentiation, because we have verified profile, inclusive design, and smart matching by AI.
Okay, so I'm gonna explain how it's gonna work. So we're gonna have start with a 6-month pilot in Southeast Asia, and then the first 2 months, we'll have the refugees and employers join the platform and get started, and then we'll test what's working best for them.
Okay, sorry for interrupting you, but unfortunately your time has expired. Thank you very much, Team 9, for your presentation. Now we will be moving on to the Q&A session, so I invite our judges to share their questions and feedback.
Thank you so much. Congratulations on a wonderful concept of an open door with very much needed support for, a very vulnerable population in refugees, right? So your app is about learning, skill building, peer support, a freelance marketplace. It's about services such as helping with language and building CVs, upskilling, connecting with all kinds of support. This is absolutely wonderful. It's a panacea, in fact. My questions are around the access to digitalization, to digital technology from this particular population, and also the concern of whatever the legal framework is in the country where you would want to materialize this project. Work rights of refugees, it's an uneven field. It's an uneven ecosystem, I should say, not field, ecosystem, and according to different countries. And I would here say that apart from your partnerships with UNHCR or IOM, your primary partner should be with the government and with the government entity that is under which the refugees come under, right? In Thailand, we had a landmark decision just 2 days back that enabled 45,000 Myanmar refugees to have access to work. This is first time, and it's a landmark decision. And it took a long time to get there. So that's my one feedback is on the legal frameworks in the countries where you would like to implement this, because there are very specific rules around refugees.
Thank you for the presentation. Good UI for prototype, which is very simple and clean. Good one. Now it's kind of playing the role of good cop, bad cop. Now, don't hate me for the tough question. Since the refugees face different legal restrictions in each host country, Thailand is one thing, Malaysia another thing, how you ensure that? How will you ensure that your platform will not put them unintentionally into the legal risk? How can you make sure of that?
Over to you. Team 9 to answer. You have 1 minute and 42 seconds.
Thank you for your question. Wait, sorry, so you're mentioning how we could implement this platform in places like Malaysia, is it?
I think our question is more or less the same. How do you consider the legal frameworks in the countries where you would like to implement this? Because there are very specific regulations around the right to work of refugees.
Instead of you are trying to help them, it turned out that you're putting them into jail.
Yes. They could come under risk if it's not legal to work for refugees, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, thank you for that. I think first of all, is to really work with the NGOs first to kind of understand like the situation more on the ground, because like I think our inspiration was from Picha Eat, something that we have seen a company like trying to help these refugees like in terms of like employment. And yes, they have received like multiple supports from like variable like renowned organizations like companies and even you know some people of the government are supporting them. So it's a growing area where we need to put more pressure onto like the different authorities and really work close together to improve the publicity campaigns so that we can get more people support in this and make it like a safe environment for refugees to work with. Yeah. And considering that this is an online platform, it is like we hope that it's easier to like onboard people. It's like less complicated in terms of like how to say like the documentations wise, but this is something that we should definitely start having conversations with the governments about with the help of the NGOs. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much, Team 9, for that presentation. All right, finally, I would like to invite Team 10, mentored by Dr. Ronagon from Chulalongkorn University, with their topic, Bowen, Bridging China's Graduate Skills Gap for a Job-Ready Workforce, to please present. Best of luck, you may have the floor.
You've graduated, but you still can't find a job. This is the unfortunate reality happening in China, but
introducing a solution to youth unemployment in China. Bowen, bridging China's graduate skills gap for a job-ready workforce. Bowen will link higher institutions, private enterprises and students and fresh graduates. Students and fresh graduates will acquire skills relevant to the industry, with a feedback system provided by the private enterprises.
Where do we start? Why Suzhou?
The Suzhou Industrial Park, 1+8 policy framework. It aims to build a talent-friendly city to attract talents and enterprises to settle down at SIP. Large-scale vocational skills upgrading training initiative. Suzhou City aims to close talent gaps in high-demand sectors through a demand-driven, market-aligned training system. SIP focus on emerging industries, AI, biomedicine, nanotechnology. SIP aims.
you've graduated.
Hello, we are Team 10, and today we are introducing Bowen, the solution that bridges China's graduate skill gap for a job-ready workforce. China's youth unemployment rate has continued to rise in recent years. We see a rising trend of students choosing blue-collar jobs, or news of students paying for fake company to pretend to have a job, or even some online jokes sarcastically highlight job as a censored word. However, there are certain sectors, particularly high-tech industries supported by national policies, that face a talent shortage. Taking the AI sector, for example, domestic universities can provide only 1/3 of the necessary talent, leaving a shortage of about 4 million workers, according to McKinsey. This highlights that there is a mismatch between jobs available and jobs that this young generation wants. In short, fresh graduates are not really job ready. This is the pain point of both the students and employers, since many companies are looking for candidates with working experience so they can start working immediately, and similarly, private enterprises want to minimize the cost of employing fresh graduates, but face challenges in finding fresh grads who qualify, not mentioning the money and time costs to prepare new hires well for their task. So why aren't the students job ready? Well, China's local universities fail in training a job-ready and skilled workforce. From the infographic, next slide, please, we can see that what both the students and enterprises are suffering from is a system of weak university and private sector partnership. University curricula are not updated to meet industry needs, resulting in students completing study without bringing relevant skills to the job market. And companies also prefer to hire experienced workers, so new graduates are ultimately left unemployed. And that is why our team aims to bridge the gap by fostering collaboration between unis and private sectors, conducting industry-relevant skills in training and streamline recruitment platform. Jennifer, over to you.
So Bowen acts as a bridge that potentially saves private enterprises $5,000 per employee. Furthermore, Bowen breaks the cycle of unemployment, skills gaps, and weak university enterprise partnerships by connecting higher institutions, students, and private enterprises in a continuous feedback loop. This loop fosters strong dynamics between students, institutions, and enterprises, ensuring two-way communication that benefits all parties. As articulated in this model, students are directly trained by enterprises for future potential employment. At the same time, they share their experiences with universities to improve curriculums for demanded skills. This feedback loop creates a developed solution that both suits the job market's needs and provides valuable insights on what universities can do to equip students with relevant skills. Next slide, please. Bowen aims to create a sustainable, localized community-based talent ecosystem, such that by integrating sustainability into our projects, Bowen tailors the program to fit each area's specific demands, starting with the pilot program. In this pilot program, in months 1 to 2, private enterprises play a key role in shaping the curriculum, since they know best what skills and experiences the candidates need to qualify for the job. This ensures that students gain relevant and practical skills while enterprises acquire many job-ready candidates. After launching the pilot program, we'll move forward with content co-creation, program execution, job placements, and build an alumni network in the later months. In addition, Bowen reduces the cost of the traditional recruitment process, saving almost 80% of what enterprises usually spend hiring just one candidate. And we all know that applying for a position comes with uncertainty and stress. Bowen's talent cultivation program will alleviate anxiety by moving beyond typical job preparation processes. The program curates apprenticeships with structured, guided, and certificated mentorship to ensure graduates catch a glimpse of real-world working experience before officially being employed. And over to you, Darian.
Why is the solution relevant? There is a market gap for Bowen to fill in. For the skill training platform in China provide them with knowledge, Bowen goes beyond theories. We create opportunity for our students to partake in real-world projects. Compared to regular job-seeking platform, we are more friendly for the less experienced fresh graduates, building the bridge that directly leads them to our partner enterprise. Our students can participate in regular internship program. We offer wider space for skill development that goes beyond basic tasks. From the map, we can see that there are multiple institutes we can partner with that are focusing on the growing industry of high technologies. There lies a huge potential for Bowen to be launched. With close partnership to achieve common goals, Bowen can unlock 5 million young talent to work in China's emerging high-tech sectors. We are not just looking at the short-term gains, but we also want to invest in China's high-tech industry talent ecosystem. We establish key partnership with companies and university career centers. With a clear value proposition. For companies, it's about cost and time saving and a better job fit. For students, it's about skill development and boosting resume value. After an upfront commitment from our partner, we train the top engineering and computer science students for roles in high-demand sectors like EVs and ITs. When a company hires one of our graduates, they pay a 10% placement fee, a fraction of the 15 to 25% usually charged by the traditional recruiters. This model saves our partner significant time and money on training, giving them a better return on their investment. As a Chinese proverb from Lao Tzu said, a journey of 1,000 miles begin with a single step. We'll strike our first step on Suzhou. Next slide. We have chosen the Suzhou Industrial Park to launch our pilot program, which will focus on key partnerships, and we're excited to work with institutions like Suzhou University to build this network. We aren't just placing people, we are building generation of skilled professionals and a lasting talent pool for China. These will be our potential partners who will help us grow Bowen. 1,000-mile horse is common, a polar is rare. We want to be that polar. We are seeking partners who share our vision of a sustainable future for China's high-tech industry. Join us. And we would like to thank everyone for listening to our presentation, our pitch. And is there any?
All right, thank you very much, Team 10. And now I will hand over to our judges for their comments and feedback.
Thank you so much. Congratulations, Team 10, on your wonderful concept and presentation, and also for going last. So you also get extra credit for that. I'm going to hand over to my colleagues, Madeline and Dr. Aziz, who is online. Maybe Madeline, you could start this time.
Yeah, so I agree that unemployment is a very real challenge and that, it does increase every year as more and more graduates, we have more graduates from universities. And at the same time, job openings do not increase. I like that you plan to bridge the skill gap, the getting the feedback from the companies, amending the curriculum and the training components. So that's good. And since I think the main key in your plan is like to link the universities with the companies. So how do you plan to get the companies to do this or to participate in the program, especially since, if I understand correctly, there will be some fee involved? So how would you convince them?
Dr. Aziz, over to you before we have the team answer.
Yep, thank you very much, the final team, for the presentation. As an academician myself, the problems of graduate mismatch between what the industry wants and what the university producing is always a growing problems, and it's becoming more and more apparent year by year. So this is something that is close to me. However, I think the solutions that you propose is very specific to to Suzhou Industrial Park. So how can this be replicated worldwide in the different countries or even different parts of China? So how do you think this can be replicated? That's all. Thank you.
Over to you, team. You have 2 minutes and 25 seconds.
Okay, this first question, maybe I answer a second question on how we can expand beyond Suzhou. We decided to just target on Suzhou is because of the policy that aligns with their national targets, national focus on high-tech industry. And by doing that, if we want to expand, since we have like more insights in this industry and how the industry, what kind of skills and knowledge that the industry needs, we can transfer all this knowledge and skills to other region in China. For example, Wuhan. Wuhan is also like one of the targeted cities with all these high-tech focus. And beyond that, we have like numerous of new first-line city in China that has high-tech focus. So I think it's widely applicable once we have gained get the balls rolling and start to get more insight on how the industry works. And I think this will also apply to other countries as well when since today our era focus a lot on AI or biomedical science, all that high-tech industries. So yeah, and first question, can I have my teammate answer?
Yes, for the first question, I think our project is more like providing a form of internships for the companies. So companies, they originally have internships for students, but now we are kind of bridging between these companies and the students, and so that they can have such tailored subjects for the internships. And this can reduce their recruitment costs because these interns can, in the future, can be their employees. So this saves their recruitment costs and the time to train new employees if they are to recruit like totally new students. Hope that answers your question.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Team 10, for your presentation. Now, thank you once again to all teams 1 through 10, for your truly outstanding pitches. Each project was innovative, well thought out, and delivered with great passion and creativity. You have all demonstrated the power of social innovation in addressing today's most pressing challenges. Now, our esteemed panel of judges will have the very difficult task of deliberating and selecting the winners of today's Social Innovation for Impact and Sustainability pitching competition. While our judges discuss and carefully consider all the amazing ideas you've presented, we will take a 35-minute break. So please return and join us at 11:25 when we will announce the results and celebrate the winning team. So see you at 11:25. All right, welcome back, everyone. We've now reached the moment you've all been waiting for, the award announcement. So our judges have carefully deliberated and selected the winning team. But before we proceed, I want to remind everyone here that regardless of the result, each one of you is already a winner. Your dedication, creativity, and passion have shown through every stage of this journey. I have no doubt that everyone will go on to achieve remarkable things. So now may I invite Ms. Iwana Spikowski to kindly announce the winner of today's competition. Ms. Iwana, the floor is yours.
Dear teams, esteemed innovators, thank you so much to every single one of you.
Hey, thank you so much, Kumpawat. Dear 10 of all of the teams, esteemed innovators and students, we wanted to, on behalf of all the 4 judges, we wanted to congratulate every single one of you for your passion, for your innovation, for your solution finding, and for your creativity. We absolutely appreciated every single presentation that you've made and all of the solutions and all of the ideas that you presented to us. We had the very difficult task of examining each of your presentations and each of your concepts. And we would like to congratulate team number 1, CareVend, for your innovative solution to match. But no? Will we count down?
Okay.
Countdown. Yes, team number 1.
Yeah.
All right, and now I'd like to invite the other judges to perhaps have a few words as well.
I just want to say thank you to everyone. Just all the work that you have put in, from thinking about the issue, then the solution, and just the presentations. They're all amazing, and to us, you are all winners. So congratulations, especially to Team 1.
Thank you.
And maybe Kunatapon.
Thank you for all the team. You come up with great idea. But from my suggestion, you are doing good job. But first thing first, don't assume that if you want to do something like this again, don't assume that you have better solution. Fancy word is to use design thinking, but to make it simple, you just get out of the building and ask people what they're having problem in their life, and you learn from it. And when you have solution, do not show to them yet, but learn more and find out the fact that what do people really need, and you then craft your solution to match it. So this is you can do it better and better. Don't assume you are no better than them, because why in UNDP Accelerator Lab, those who know the question the best are those who live in with it. So let's learn from them. Thank you.
All right, and Professor Aziz.
First of all, I would like to say thank you very much to the organizers for inviting me to be part of this program. And it has been a true honor to serve as a judge for today's competition and listening to the many impressive presentations from all of you. All of the proposed solutions were innovative, creative, and have proven yourself to be an action-oriented global citizens. And I think what's most inspiring is knowing that these ideas are all coming from you, the young leaders who will be shaping our future. So thank
All right, thank you very much, our esteemed judges. Now, once again, I'd like to give a big congratulations to Team 1 and their lead professor, Professor Jamie, on this outstanding achievement. And at the same time, a heartfelt thanks to all of the teams today for your hard work, and of course to our judges for your valuable time and thorough feedback. You have inspired us all with your vision and commitment to creating positive impact. Now, Team 1, I'd like to invite a representative to perhaps share a few words with all of us. So Team 1, over to you.
Okay. First of all, I want to thank my amazing teammates. You are smart, you are hardworking, and I still remember those late nights when we keep rehearsing our presentation just to make it smoother. And I also want to thank our mentor, Dr. Jamie. You always give us the right advice at the right moment, and that's truly made a big difference. Thank you to the organizers and the judges for listening to our not so perfect ideas and for giving us such valuable feedback. And finally, thanks to all the other teams. Your projects really opened my eyes, and I have learned so much from you. Thank you. This award is not just for ours; it belongs to everyone here who worked hard and believed in the ideas. Thank you again.
All right, thank you so much. Once again, congratulations on your very well-deserved win. Now, I would like to invite some of our lead mentors who are here with us to quickly share a few words for the participants as well. So perhaps maybe we can actually start with Mr. Savinda.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think also to good to see other mentors as well inviting same like so Jenny and David and others as well. So yeah, first of all, on behalf of the mentors, also congratulations the team one. I think it was the GAP that was a really amazing solution. I think very needed as well. But also calling it the team one. Actually, all the other teams has been really doing amazing work. Personally congratulate my own team, Team 3 as well, who has put a lot of amazing work. I think every solution, right, working with communities and actually improving the solutions. Also knowing that this is international teams that you actually have formed in a 3 months period. That you first met via Zoom and then MS Teams and coordinating with different time zones. I know that some teams have students and colleagues from all the way from GMT plus 2 in Canada, US to all the way to Australia and others. So really coming together, putting the hearts together, and even during the week, who were in Bangkok and also in Malaysia, really putting those ideas together, talking, getting that curiosity, and then want to make a difference. I truly see also different from the last year as well. A lot of team has been piloting, iterating, and getting a lot of input from AI, but also for a good cause to addressing your solutions and prototypes better. So and also representing UN, I think we have our esteemed panelists, obviously thanking them for their inputs, but also to see that energy, right? I mean, 5 years more for SDGs, we need this kind of passion and energy and almost rapid prototyping, right? As Natapon was saying, that working with communities, create solutions, we need all of your support. So hope that this is, as Ajahn Ronnie mentioned at the beginning as our lead mentor, this is not the final, this should be the launch pad. So hope you can take at least some components of these ideas and then try to prototype, try to engage, and hopefully make some amazing solutions. So I'll invite other mentors to jump in as well as Jamie and others as well, inviting all of you to jump in. Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that. Next, perhaps maybe can we have Mr. David Galipo? Are you here with us? Perhaps not, then maybe perhaps. Oh yes, he's here. All right.
I just had to find the buttons. No, congratulations to Team 1, but congratulations to everyone. I mean, it was really interesting. The engagement, I was in Malaysia, the engagement that was coming on, the way that people were working together, which was really important, even from team to team, helping other teams. It was really interesting to see how everybody was working together. I loved all the ideas. I mean, there were some really good presentations and some really good ideas. But congratulations to team number 1. I hope you continue it, and I hope it keeps going on. I hope you maybe turn this into something real. So, and I say that for all the teams. Thank you again for the organization for letting me be involved, but also really for the support across all the teams and the team in Malaysia. It was really great support while we were in Malaysia at the same time. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Next, can we have Dr. Elsie?
Hello, good morning, everyone. Hello. So first of all, congratulations to all the teams and also all the mentors. I can see a lot of hard work put in by the team and also all the lead mentors as well. I think I echo all the points that was raised by David and Safi. I think the most important things is really through this process, we empower and also kind of like try to engage a lot of young people to have more thoughtfulness in terms of how to identify social problem and identify a potential solution that can help to make the world a better place. So, and also I would like to take this opportunity to thank the organizer, especially our team at Jula under Michiko's leadership. So I recently moved to Bangkok and I really had the pleasure of seeing the team in action, and I can really appreciate how much hard work they put in. A lot of things to do, a lot of requests. And sorry for not being able to help you more with that, but we look forward to another cohort of amazing program next year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Elsie. Next, perhaps Dr. Chen Cheng, are you there? If not, then perhaps Professor Yong.
Hi. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to say a few words here. First of all, in my eyes, all the teams are winning teams. Each of them have got their points. And from what I see, the journey that my team has gone through, I can see they work very, very hard. They have put together the thoughts, and I think this is an amazing journey for them, which I'm sure the other teams also would have experienced that. So once again, thank you. Well done to the APRU as well as Chulalongkorn for being a fantastic host. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Next, could we perhaps have Miss Elodie, who is a part of the academic committee?
Thank you. Well done, everybody. Amazing ideas and presentations, as my colleagues have said. I think we can see through your ideas how much the site visits have contributed to your thinking and your development. I can see many of these ideas becoming real projects in the future, so I hope you will keep them alive in some way. As everybody else has said, you're all winning teams here. And I really hope that the connections you've made with each other during your site visits and during this hard period of work, but also the connections you made with the communities that you visited will stay with you for a very long time, because I think it's extremely inspiring to see such a well-rounded group of young people. So you give me all a lot of hope for our future. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Next, we have Dipesh from UNDP.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. And big congratulations to Team One for a great idea and on winning this challenge. But also congratulations to all the team who participated, as you all are winners, because you've all come through this amazing journey of coming together from different parts of this region and communicating together on great ideas that you presented today. Maybe the other teams, you didn't win the competition itself, but you actually won a lot in your own career as well, in your own journey, because going through all this process, working together with each other, I think you have learned great essence of empathy, teamwork, collaboration, as well as creating your own idea and something tangible. So keep up with the great spirit. Maybe you didn't win this competition, but take your ideas forward. Maybe you can just work together and make it even better in the long term, but keep on going with this great momentum, and congratulations to all, and thank you all for great collaboration.
All right, thank you. And to wrap up this lead mentors sharing, may I please invite Dr. Jamie, who mentored our winning team, of course, from University Malaya, to please share a few words. Over to you.
Thank you. Can you all hear me? Yes? Okay, cool.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you. Yeah. As a co-host with Chulalongkorn University, on behalf of University Malaya, we here at University Malaya is very proud to have walked this journey together in nurturing the global citizenship through diversity, inclusivity, and sustainability. Now, as a lead mentor, I'm truly inspired by how our participants have grown in the past few months, showing us that inclusivity is not just an idea, but an action that drives real change. Next is, I just want to congratulate the winning team, my team. I'm so proud of you guys. Team 1, that would be Liu, Ananya, Zing, Saisuk, CMS, and Anand, okay? Your creativity, commitment indeed shines, okay? And to the rest of all the teams, every prototype, every product you shared carries values and potential beyond today. All right. My heartfelt thanks to Chulalongkorn University, especially under the leadership of Michiko, team at Gem Mobility, Puan Rafiza and Farina, our fellow mentors, everybody, they were superb, awesome, all right? Panel of judges today, I can see you had such a difficult time choosing the winning team, but we are grateful for your insights, your support, you know, the speakers, the facilitators throughout the online programs, facilitators, and most of all, you guys, the students, participants, you are the heartbeat of this program. Let us carry forward the spirit of empathy, collaboration, and action to create a lasting impact in our communities. Thank you, guys. Well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you to all of our lead mentors who have been tirelessly supporting and guiding our students and for co-designing this program. Please give one big round of applause to all our lead mentors. All right, next, may I invite Mr. David Quimbayo from the APRU International Secretariat to say a few words.
Thank you. Good afternoon from APRU and from Hong Kong. Can you hear me properly? Yes, perfect. First of all, I would like to say also a big congratulations to Team 1, but also to all the teams. It has been wonderful to learn about all these different projects and how much potential there is there. I think this is just, you have taken one of the most difficult steps, which is creating something, and there's so much more that you can do from now on. So I really encourage, and I echo what other lead mentors have said about you continuing with this journey, and then hopefully making these projects a reality. So congratulations to everyone for the completion of this third edition of the APRU SDGs Education for Global Citizenship. This program marks a milestone where we have the highest number of participants, with almost 80 participants coming from 19 universities and 12 different economies. This shows like the ongoing development of the program and how there's a growing interest within the network for these kind of initiatives. With a topic that is very important for us, diversity and inclusivity actions for sustainability. In the world that keeps on trying to divide us and create more polarization, I think these kind of topics are very, very important for us to understand that there's many things that unite us, and there's many aspects that unite us, and what differentiate us actually makes us stronger. And then today is a testament of that. Coming from you all students and lead mentors, coming from different nationalities, from different disciplines, from different perspectives and points of views, and that's what actually created such an enriching project. So remember that the world needs us united and creating change and innovation and striving for a better planet, and then you have that responsibility. From APRU, our big thank you to all the participants, to all the supporting staff from different universities. Our special thanks also to the lead mentors, for those that repeat from previous years, but also for the new ones. We hope we will be able to have you again. To the lecturers also, thank you for sharing your expertise, and also for our panel today. Thank you for your enriching feedback. Also, our big thanks to the 6 core partner universities of the program: Chulalongkorn University, University Malaya, Chinese University of Hong Kong, Kyushu University, Nanyang Technological University, and Chinese Academy, the University of Chinese Academy of Science. Thank you for your leadership and commitment to this program. And of course, special thanks and appreciation to Chulalongkorn University and University Malaya for hosting the program and creating such a wonderful experiences for the students that has been shown that they created great impact with the projects today. Our special thanks, I want to conclude with this, but is the last thing that I said, but not the least. Our big thank you to Chula, to Michiko, Ms. Michiko Yoshida and her team. Michiko, thank you so much for your leadership and your commitment and for your dedication as chair of this program. You're devoting yourself to this program and providing and developing meaningful and impactful experiences for the students is what makes this program a great success. So thank you so much from APRU.
Thank you so much, Mr. David. And now we have come to the final moments of this wonderful program, a journey where we've had the opportunity to learn, explore, and build meaningful connections across borders. To officially close today's event, it is my great honor to invite Professor Yvonne Lim, representing University Malaya, a partner university which served as the vice chair of the 2025 program, to deliver the closing remarks. Please join me in welcoming her.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues, mentors, and most importantly, our student participants, warm greetings from University Malaya. It is with great honor and heartfelt appreciation that I deliver these closing remarks for the 2025 APRU SDG Education for Global Citizenship program. For the past 3 months, this program has brought together passionate young minds, experienced mentors, and committed institutions from across the Asia-Pacific region, united by a shared purpose to understand, reflect upon, and take action on the urgent challenges posed by the Sustainable Development Goals. This year's theme, Diversity and Inclusivity, Actions for Sustainability, could not be more timely or more significant. As we navigate a world increasingly marked by division, uncertainty, and rapid change, the call to embrace diversity and champion inclusivity is not just relevant, it is essential. Through your participation in this program, you have proven that young people are not merely observers of the world agenda. You are active contributors, innovators, and advocates for a more just and sustainable future. Over the course of the program, whether you joined virtually or experienced the on-site segments here at University Malaya and Chulalongkorn University, you are a part of something deeply meaningful, a space where ideas are exchanged, cultures are celebrated, and communities are imagined beyond borders. I'd like to extend our deepest gratitude to our long-standing partners at Chulalongkorn University, the chair of this program, as well as the Chinese University of Hong Kong, Kyushu University, Nanyang Technological University, and University of Chinese Academy of Science, who co-designed this program in partnership with the United Nations. I would also like to thank the APRU Secretariat for their tireless coordination and vision. Your leadership continues to provide a strong foundation for meaningful and sustainable collaboration across universities. To the dedicated faculty, lead mentors, and support staff, thank you so much for guiding and nurturing these bright young leaders. Your mentorship helped translate complex global concepts into grounded action, and your presence made all the difference. A special mention goes to the Social Innovation for Impact and Sustainability Pitching Competition, which was a fitting culmination of the program. The ideas presented by our student teams were creative, thoughtful, and inspiring, reflecting a deep understanding of the SDGs combined with empathy and local insights. I was especially encouraged by by how each team incorporated inclusion as a central value in the solutions, demonstrating that innovation without equity is incomplete. To all our student participants, I hope this program has not only deepened your knowledge in the SDGs, but also expanded your worldview, strengthened your confidence, and awakened in you a sense of shared responsibility. I hope it has helped you realize that global citizenship is not an abstract concept, but a daily practice in how we treat others, how we include those who are different from us, and how we use our knowledge to uplift those around us. I'm especially proud that University Malaya had the opportunity to co-host the on-site segment of this program. For those who joined us physically, I hope you enjoyed the richness of our culture, the warmth of our campus, and the spirit of collaboration that we hold so dearly. Before I end, allow me to leave you with this message. Change does not always happen in grand gestures. Sometimes it begins with the courage to listen, the willingness to include, and the commitment to act even when it's difficult. You are the next generation of leaders, and the world is watching. More importantly, the world is in need of people like you, people who care and think critically, and who dare to imagine better ways of living together. As we close this chapter, let us not see this as an end, but as a beginning of new friendships, new collaborations, and a lifelong journey of becoming not just better professionals, but better humans. On behalf of University Malaya, I thank you all once again for your dedication, your ideas, and your presence in this transformative journey. Terima kasih, thank you, and may you continue to lead with empathy, purpose, and courage wherever life takes you.
Thank you very much, Professor Yvonne, for those inspiring closing words. Now, on behalf of the organizers of this program, I would like to once again express our deepest gratitude to all students, partners, mentors, judges, resource persons, and everyone who has contributed to making this journey such a success. These months have shown us the power of collaboration, innovation, and shared purpose, and we hope the friendships and ideas born here will continue to grow far beyond this program. We look forward to welcoming you again in our future programs and collaborations. Until then, thank you and goodbye for now. สวัสดีครับ